Velina mai kako. Welcome to Keep It Aloha, a podcast that keeps it aloha by calling your friends Bradas and sisters. I'm your host Kamaka, and shout out to my Bradas and sisters watching this. Oh no, I'm actually talking about my brothers and sisters though. Shout out to Micah, Kristen, Lay, Kanoi, and Ku. All right, we have a great episode with some actual Bradas, but not blood related. I hope you're keeping up with this. But before we introduce them, I gotta remind you to check out keepitaloha.com for some KIA merch and our Patreon at patreon.com/KamakaDSA so you can get exclusive access to this podcast and all the behind the scenes things. And if supporting us with money is not for you, but you still love listening to us, please consider leaving in a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. It would mean the world to me. We have two amazing guests today, two legendary guests, two Bradas here in the building, and it's gonna be a great episode. We got Tony and James with us. If you grew up and you're around my age, you probably remember them, seeing them on TV, seeing them on the DVDs, the CDs even. They are legends in Hawai'i comedy. We get into some pretty deep stuff, not just about comedy. So this is gonna give you a good look at their lives behind the scenes of the Bradas and a whole lot more. So I hope you enjoy. It's gonna be a really good episode. Let's introduce our guests. Support for this podcast comes from Texaco in Hawai'i, which features 58 convenient locations across the state. Fueling up at Texaco is fast and easy when you use the Texaco mobile app to pay at the pump. The Texaco mobile app is a contactless way to pay for fuel so you can get in and out of the gas station quickly. Fuel your car and fuel yourself. Pick up your favorite local snacks and ice cold drinks at your neighborhood Texaco today. Texaco at Techron, driving performance. Our guests today are two comedians and entertainers from the island of Oahu. They are the famous duo called the Bradas and are Hawaii's longest running comedy show, poking fun at the many cultures, languages, and traditions that make Hawaii so unique. They have released CD and DVDs, volume 1 to 16 of their television show, The Braddah and Friends, featured on OC16. They are always reminding people that if you can, or even if you no can, try give 'em. And always remember to just buckle loose.
Absolutely.
These two business owners and fathers have been making people in Hawaii and all around the world laugh for 27 years. I am so stoked to talk stories with them today. Their names are Tony Silva and James Roache. Aloha, Tony and James. Welcome to the Keep It Aloha podcast. How you both doing?
Aloha.
Doing good. That brings tears to my eyes listening to that. What? That was a long intro,
The
yeah?
Spanish say muy bien.
Que bueno.
Yeah.
Yes.
Muy bueno.
Gracias, Senora Edwards.
Yes.
De nada, my brothers.
De nada. De nada,
Yes.
my brother.
I'm so honored to have you both in today.
Mahalo.
Thank you.
I was trying to think of my first memory of the Bradas, and my mom called me this morning and she's like, "Yeah, you gotta go tell," I think she said, James. We had the CD, one of the DVDs growing up at our house, so we'd watch it all the time. And in the back of the DVD was a number. So she said she called the number and she ended up meeting up with James at Kahala Mall.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Because they happened to be here in Oahu. And she got one of the other DVDs or CDs or something.
That's
Yeah.
when DVDs,
Yeah.
you could sell it from the back of your trunk.
That was
And meet up.
around 2000, she said. In 2000.
That's when you were servicing
Yeah.
Tower Records.
Yeah. Yeah.
What? Tower Records.
And for the younger generation, DVDs was a little round disc that you would play and then watch a TV show or a movie.
Or
Yeah.
let us go further back.
The VHS.
The VHS.
Yes.
Huh? What is that? Yeah. VHS, is the video version of 8-track.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you don't believe it's 8-track,
we actually sold VHSs.
bruh, listen, we
Yes.
sold choke.
Yes. So thank you for all that have purchased the VHS and of course the DVD disc. And I still every now and again get people call, "Hey, would you still get volume 13 or what?"
13. I get the collection, you know.
get the
But I'm saying,
collection.
I think my brother we Hanai one, but he never gave them back. You know what I mean? But they're looking for them.
Yeah. I wish more of them existed now because I was trying to watch old clips on YouTube and you can't find that many.
Not that
Well,
many.
we're gonna be coming out with some type of YouTube, Instagram, Facebook trilogy thing. Our editor Eric Bathan,
Okay.
he's working on bringing the three in alignment. So then we'll be able to now, introduce older clips with the same characters, but just kind of do something a little bit more new, a little bit more fresh. Let's say bring everybody up to speed. You know what I mean? And now people who don't have Spectrum, you can just go to YouTube and whatever the algorithm is
Yeah.
and stuff.
Super cool. Well,
Yeah, so we're
can't wait
working
to
on
see
it. We're
that.
definitely working on it as we speak. If I had it in my hand right now, he would be very proud of me. Something.
But
something.
in the meantime,
In the
Spectrum
meantime.
OC16,
Yeah.
check it out. We're on just about every day.
Instagram.
And brand new episodes are on right now. They're airing. I just saw last week they aired
We got two,
a couple of them.
and we're working on a third.
Yeah, so enjoy that.
Nice to be out of the pandemic where people aren't tripping. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just like, and my 6 feet. Why? Because 7 is too far and 5 is too close.
Yeah. We made sure that you guys were under 6 feet, so we don't want to abide by that.
We're about 5 feet, so appreciate
We're
it.
good.
I think my friend
I was
says
mindful of that.
he says it best in why, and I brah.
Well, I'm super stoked to have you both here, and I would love to just get to know your life stories a little bit more. We can dive in, start from the beginning. Where are you from? Where you grad? What was it like growing up? I don't know how you guys want to decide who goes
You ever
first.
did double interviews before?
Yeah, we had triple. We had
Triple?
Frank, Augie, and Andy one time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're in the trifecta?
Yeah.
Little bit, huh? Little bit.
So we've had double.
right.
So maybe Junk and Poe. I
Probably
don't know,
let James
older,
go first.
younger.
This one probably longer.
Yeah.
We
his
just ping
upbringing.
pong.
Yeah.
It's just
But if it's less
basically.
poragi, I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll see.
it's more of an overview.
Because mine is a 2-hour movie by itself.
Oh, okay.
Just
Well,
my upbringing alone.
Well, mine is one 3-movie trilogy,
Dang, I
like
think
Lord of the Rings kind.
we're gonna have to draft up some papers so we could get some release for him. So I don't want to get in trouble.
What about Smeagol? Yes. And the precious.
Yeah. I mean, do we get into the traumatic turmoils of growing up?
I
Or
mean,
just-
whatever. Look at this as your episode.
Wow.
We are just providing the microphone.
I think people would want to know, how is it that us growing up back in an era of, let's say, the 80s, and when things were being invented, how did that affect our comedy as it comes into, and what is it that we're bringing from the old school? Because now we're considered old school.
Yeah.
We're the old schools. Why? Yeah, because we were doing stuff when it was linear video editing. Okay, that far back, where it was beta tapes where you had to deliver. And now it's just an era of technology where it's like fire. So, us bringing our upbringing, because, bro, we kind of invented the avokasi. Because we are the first ones back inside of the 60s, man. In the 66, I was concepted. Yeah. And then I get pointed at the end of the year. I get a late birthday. I'm a Sagittarius. So, back in the 60s, man, that was when they were rioting in the streets for civil rights still. 64, 65, 66. Pretty tumultuous time, but a great time to be born because I missed every war. Mahalo, mahalo. You know what I mean? I did, I don't know, didn't have to go,
And where were you born? Where'd you grow up?
Yeah, that's confidential.
Give us the address, your social security number,
shoot.
all of that, please.
Yeah. Santa Monica. My mom was here, and then she kind of had to move out to Santa Monica for some reasons. And so I was born out there 2 years, maybe a year and a half, and then I came back here. And then they had all the other brothers, and we lived out there in Aikahi, right by the kind Mokapus, right by Mokapus, right by Safeway. Yeah. And
I
then,
grew up, my mom and dad met. Mom went to Waianae High. Dad went to Roosevelt. And they met up at a dance. And next thing you know, right out of high school, boom. She got pregnant. They got married. 1967, I was born. And then my sister several years later. Parents divorced at a very young age. I think I was 4. My sister was 2. And then thus the traumas in our lives. I had a gifting of taking traumatic events and making humor or fun of it at a very young age. And I think I was able to use that as I got older, not realizing that I would eventually meet up with this guy here, but ended up bouncing all over the island, something like 10 or 11 different schools. I finally ended up at Kamehameha School, 9th grade year, finished up high school, went away to Fort Knox, Kentucky for basic training, Army, and then came home for a 3-day layover. I was supposed to finish up college and going to New Mexico Military Institute. And after the 3 days here, my auntie convinced me, hey, why don't you come with us on a contract to Japan and dance? And had danced at Kamehameha, and then long story short, I went into the entertainment field. And I never went to finish up my
You never
college
look back.
career. I never looked back.
Never look back.
And the rest is history.
The freedom, the artistic, everything that you get to do, the experiences that you get to do with other artists, and then to go do it in another country.
That spawned everything. That trip to Japan spawned
That was a
everything.
catalyst.
I met my first wife. We had 4 kids together, 4 boys. Kaena, we got Branson, Christian, Dylan. What's up, guys? And then I later on had a 5th son. His name is BK Brandon Keola, from someone else. And so I had 5 sons going into this thing called adulthood. And again, trying to balance life. And then I would meet up with him at the Don Ho show. Well, we knew each other prior to that, working in the industry, acting and doing stunt work. And we would do all kinds of skits and whatnot at the Don Ho showroom at the Hilton Hawai'i Village. And then next thing you know, we're talking about doing a show, the Bradas and Friends. And
The technology moves forward now. Now we had cameras that we could put in our hand that were now give us the capability to televise.
before this,
You know what I mean? Now, brother,
now
it's
you
in
can shoot your own
4K
podcast.
in
Yeah.
the palm of
Yeah.
your hand. Hey, I'm right over here doing something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then so it's definitely a different time. It was definitely a different time when we grew up. There were different social things that were accepted back then that definitely would get you into hot water now. Which is child rearing, child bringing up, discipline, holding your kids accountable to make sure that, they're doing the right things. They're hanging with the right people. They're making good decisions to be able to, push the family forward a little bit. The mothers and fathers have worked hard to be able to provide this platform for them. These high school kids, they're on OC 16 every week. You could literally walk into college now and walk out a millionaire. You play your cards right. You know what you're doing and you focus and you know what you need to do.
Yeah. Or you don't even need to go to college. Some people just
If
do
you know how to
YouTube
use,
or
you
whatever.
can monetize this. You
Yeah.
don't even have to go to college. You're
Yeah.
right.
Well,
So true.
in the end, you're going to have to manage, and where, higher learning, let's use the word higher learning then. Where higher learning comes in is it's going to teach you the skills to be able to utilize that and leverage it, maybe even monetize it. Okay. And now you're your own boss. People skills, et cetera, et cetera. You don't necessarily need to go to the college per se to be able to be educated.
Life is a great
But,
teacher.
if you
YouTube
can continue
University.
to play football for 4 to 6 to 8 more years and get an education and be around higher learning individuals who have the same mindset, okay.
Yeah. So speaking of football, you two played football.
Absolutely.
You went to Kamehameha. You went to HBA.
Correct. Played for Pac-5 back in the
Pac-5,
days.
yeah.
We actually
Imua.
had one good team and
Did
stuff.
you guys play against each other?
We
Absolutely.
did. I don't remember him, but I know I played
Yeah.
against.
Well, because
he was
that
a
way-
running back. I was receiver, so we
Oh,
never
okay.
played.
And then he was kind of
against-
technically on the bench while I was on the field.
Okay. So you never saw him running by when you were
What's
running in a
offense, bro?
touchdown. You never.
Offense, bro.
Can you take this arrow out of of my sight.
Offense,
Please
offense,
take
bro.
that. Thank you. Appreciate
Offense,
it.
bro. Offense. Yeah, we never saw each other, but we used to look over at each other. Huh? Who's the mechanical master guy? Huh?
And unfortunately, my team, we passed the ball like once or twice per game. You know what I mean? We ran the ball back in those days. Nowadays, it's all about passing.
yeah.
And you great quarterbacks and
Well, getting your
receiving, so-
athletes in space, you know what I mean? Making the defense defend the whole field versus just between the hash. You know what I mean? Now you're opening the field up. Now you're opening up now even potential for, you know, kids who aren't 6'4", but totally understand the game and can play within the space. I mean, we got kids running for the Heisman. Garrett Gabriel was our quarterback. His son Dylan now just transfers from Oklahoma to Oregon.
Yeah.
And now he's going to make his run.
Yeah, I'm rooting for him.
Like, are you kidding me right now?
Yeah, Mililani
Amazing.
boy.
Truly amazing. Truly amazing to see what it is that these kids are doing now. Fantastic.
I think we, over the last years, we've come a long way since like Timmy Chang, or even before that, I think Warren Moon went to UH2, right? And now we have all these kids. We have Marcus, we have Tua, we have Dylan Gabriel right now, who could maybe be a Heisman winner, just like Marcus.
Yeah.
So it's really cool. Even the receivers.
The one who went Florida State too. What was it? The one
who hurt his Mackenzie Milton,
right?
Was that him?
Mackenzie Milton, right?
Yeah, and the receiver in Arizona,
Right,
McMillan from Manalo, 4 touchdowns, 300 yards.
6'5".
That's
bro.
crazy.
6'5". Just
I don't know what's in the water in Manalo, but
come on.
I need
man.
some of
Native
that.
Hawaiian Pacific
Right
Islanders,
there.
they're cranking
It's
right
called.
now.
It's called. You get a mix, man. You get a afakasi on top of a afakasi on top of a afakasi. Bruh, the genetics only gonna pull the best.
Yeah,
They're only
yeah.
gonna pull the best, bro. That's what
awesome.
6'5" Polynesian look like running fast.
Yeah.
Bruh, the Bradas couldn't even catch up with him, bro.
But that lends for a lot of comedy. You know what I mean? The stuff we went through as far as being an athlete in school. I mean, we pulled on a lot of these strings to bring out humor and comedy. I remember us doing a bit about Pop Warner football. And that was on our first album that got released, The Braddahs Small Kid Time. And I played the referee. And this was like, you couldn't see it because it's on an album, but it was a visual landscape.
It was all a rap player, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And we played the referees, we played the players, you know what I mean? So if you're listening
Coaches
to
in the stands,
making
the
comments.
announcers. So, you know, it's a little rough, but, you know, I thought very entertaining.
Very much entertaining.
Very
for sure.
entertaining.
Well, I
And
think new to Hawaii too.
Oh, yeah. And we came out of left field too.
it's a different type of comedy. It's a duo. It's a duo, and it's not just sketch, and it's not stand-up. It's entertainment. So, you know what I mean? We really don't get too hung up on, oh, are you a true stand-up comedian, or are you a true singer-entertainer? Are you... Hey, man, we want to just be able to facilitate the event, which is the grandmother, the birthday person, the graduate. And then we help facilitate the event, and then you get entertainment through the whole evening versus drop the envelope, eat, and let's go.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's still an art form. Whether you're entertaining, doing stand-up, doing characters, it's still an art form. You still got to draw them in some way, somehow. We've been able to you know, really do that for 27 years and do it in a way that we can make a living off of it.
Yeah.
Even through COVID. We were the first to do the so-called sidewalk graduation.
Drive-through.
Oh, the drive-through. Yeah.
Drive-through. We started it. And then next thing you know, everybody's doing a drive-through, this, that. But we knew we had to do something. And
Laughter is healing. Period. Period. You could be having the worst day, see something that just makes you giggle, and immediately, wow, that's a pressure release.
and if you're wearing diapers, laughter is relieving. You can relieve
Well,
oneself.
you might be crying if you were in diapers.
If you cry, you
Depends
cry
on your
laughing.
age, but you know what I
You
mean?
cry laughing.
I just
mean,
say-
how many aunties said, "Oh, stop already! I'm gonna shishi my pants." Yeah,
Oh,
stop.
how about Auntie say, oh, you know you make me shishi little bit.
Yeah.
Stop.
to go double check.
That's the best compliment you can get. Yeah.
Oh,
If
I'm
you
telling
make somebody
you.
Yeah,
shishi.
yeah,
And you're in
yeah.
Makawao, and Auntie
Yeah,
hasn't
yeah.
come out in 6 months because Grandpa passed away 6 months. And then she comes out for the graduation of the granddaughter. And it's the first time that she's been out since what? And it's laughter. Why? Because the family is featured within our culture. Our culture is super unique, man. You could go from Filipino to Samoan to Hawaiian to Portuguese to Puerto Rican to Popolo to super locomoc to full Kahala, Caucasian to just pick one.
Mhm.
Pick one.
Yeah.
That's my auntie. Oh, what? Your auntie? She got blonde hair, blue eyes. Yeah. That's my modest cousin's friends, and the list goes on.
Yeah, I think the strengths that I'm learning as I listen to this story, and I watched you two on other podcasts, like It's a Hawaii Thing and Culture Eyes, and Tumua's podcast. I did some of my research and listened to some of your stories. You guys got started at a later age, but your entertainment career started at a young age. So you have a lot of experience doing all kind of things. Production, I know you was in Hollywood for a little bit,
Yeah.
and then you did some dancing, modeling, all of that. I remember
of that.
Brooklyn talking about the
All of that.
I don't know what the name.
In
of
fact,
this.
we both worked in the modeling side.
Same time.
Yeah.
Same time. I mean, okay. Some of the poses. Oh,
When I came back, I called him and I said, "Hey, I was on another show, and hey, do you have another friend like your size or something that could show up for the whole day?" Yeah, I got somebody. Tony Silva, please.
Yeah. So I think all of that gave you the experience that you needed to form the Bradas.
It's
but also,
presentation.
Like, living everywhere, going through the traumas and the different high schools and meeting all the diverse people that we have here. Like, you guys just had it all, and then now you're just portraying all of that.
Not being afraid
Yeah.
to, one, make mistakes. You can't be afraid of that, especially in this industry. Not being afraid to take a skit or sketch and then work it through in front of a live audience. And then looking at your audience and going, I don't know if this thing is going to work. We might have to change it. And then you try it, and wow, next thing you know, it hits. And then sometimes you're at an event, you go, oh, guaranteed it's going to hit. And it doesn't hit. I mean, with the years of experience we have, we could pretty much get a good feel for an audience. We just came back from Maui. We did a comedy concert up there a few weeks ago. And, you're looking at the crowd, you're like, I don't know. But
About 200 people minus
it was
150.
Nice. It was nice. They were very much open.
Engaged.
To laugh.
They were
And so they were
engaged.
engaged from the get.
Yeah. So, you know what I mean? Irregardless of how many people are in the audience, that connection, with the performance and the laughter. Because, you have to come there with a kind of a decent attitude, like, oh, I'm here to have fun, instead of, I'm grumpy.
Yeah. So tell me about the inception of the Bradas. You guys reconnected. You guys knew each other a little bit before that. Reconnected in your 30s?
Yeah, it was right at 30. Yeah. Right 29, 30. When we started,
When you reconnect, was
Yeah,
30 when we started the Bradas, but
so-
the reconnection started at the Don Ho show.
Yeah, we knew each other prior to that, but I mean to actually start.
But
the
that was
Bradas,
kind of on the vague side. That was on the vague side until I showed up when I came back from
we already
California.
finished the acting, did the modeling, did the theater, and did all of that. But leading up to the inception of the Bradas was just one phone call. It comes over, tells me, "Hey, what do you think? We should do it? We can try. Let's do a skit."
I was working on some music. Like I said, for Augie and Lanai. They were doing some stuff like how, the guy used to make the parodies on music. Was it Jankowitz? Whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I think it came up like 5-6 songs, some parodies with some local words, off of like Biggie Smalls music, drum beat, etc., etc. Some things fell through, but I still had all the music. So I was like, wait a minute, I paid for all this. What if I took some characters and then just kind of did some characters and introduced the music bit? Hey, Silva, I got some some lyrics here and some ideas. What do you think? 1, 2, 3. He do that character. I do the opposite character. The yin and the yang, and then you goes
That was
right
the
into
CD.
it. Yeah, that's the CD.
But prior to the CD, didn't we do the live performance as the Bradas? Prior to the CD, at the school dance?
Not prior to the CD, in conjunction with while we were working with, and then there was like on
That
the
was the
release.
first live performance.
It wasn't even a performance. It was more like a stand there and
It's 5 minutes. Felt like 50 hours. I mean, it was brutal.
It felt like a leap year.
It was brutal.
But the one thing that was said from the onset, right in the beginning, before we even started with these restless teenagers, was, "Hey, you better not be making fun of the Samoans, huh?" I looked at him. I said, "See, we never say one word. They know what characters we're portraying."
Yeah.
So now that was the only positive thing that we took. And I mean, like, honestly, like, that's like literally half of a mustard seed. But we went to the back and we said, he says, "Bro, so do we really want to do this?" I said, "Yeah, that's a fair question. But the good thing was, without us saying a word, they knew exactly what character and what ethnic diversity we were representing. So, I don't know. Let's see. Let's pitch some fastballs and see where it goes."
I remember Steve Woodward Company wanting to hire us for a Christmas party. 150 bucks. And I think we were supposed to do like 30 minutes. Well, they ended up canceling, but they put down like $75. It was ridiculous. I was like, wow. I look back at it. And them canceling because they got somebody else. And I remember they got Bo Irvine to do it. Like, we were no names. The Bradas. Who's the Bradas? We want them at our party.
Right.
And, you know, since that time, we've done every company, corporation,
Multiple times.
resort, hotel, event, you know, picnics and
Hey,
Christmas
what, you guys
events.
get some new characters? Or what you guys can do? Like,
Yeah.
oh, man.
And so looking back on it, though, it was the start of something that we didn't realize then. We had like a 5-year plan that came and went. 10 years came and went, 15. And then now we're doing the TV show, the Braddas and Friends, or Spectrum OC 16. When that kicked in, which is now what, 20? We're about 20 years, 20 plus years
20
on
years.
Spectrum.
Yeah.
And to have that relationship still going is a blessing.
Yeah, that's amazing.
yeah.
The longevity of your career is what's really fascinating, because I mean, in most career entertainment, like, I think getting past like 5 years, staying relevant more than 5, even in music, is super hard.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at like the Taylor Swift, Drakes, like those people, the fact that they're still relevant for more than a
Being
decade,
relevant,
it's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no doubt.
Well, you know, being on a national or even the international level is, you know, it's kind of one thing. You know, just that's a big animal to manage. You know, with new content and touring schedules and things. You know, Tony and I, we're comfortable being relegated here to the islands. Our aspirations. I mean, not to say that we don't have aspirations for our comedy or for us to work nationally or internationally, but hey, we like to perform for who gets it.
Hawaii is your strength.
You know
Hawaii
what
is
I'm
the
saying?
strength. Why would we want to go
And I'm fine
elsewhere?
with that. He's fine with that. You know what I mean? We don't need to be stars. You know, in the end, bro, what's left? You know, do you see yourself mentioning Robin Williams' name? Probably the most funniest man ever, ever. Okay? I mean, I'm just saying, you know, you need to be around to put it down. So while you're here, you got to make it count. And the only way you make it count, bruh, is just, bruh, go for the bomb, bruh. Why? Well, what if you don't throw it far enough? Well, what if I catch a hamstring pull? Brother, I hit you at the 50, dog.
Skeeve them.
I remember, he just reminded me, it was this event, Maui. It was, and I won't say the company who hired us, but the main audience, I want to say they came out of Canada. So all Canadians / some Americans. Our humor is local as local can be. And they said, hey, can you guys change it up to make it more,
Caucasian friendly with a little bit of French.
And said, yeah, we can, thinking we could. I'm telling you right now, Kamaka, when we went up on stage, we're supposed to do 30 minutes. I think we ended up doing like 10 or 15 minutes. We had to cut it short because it was just people are like not getting anything. And then the client was crying in the backstage. How could you have done this to me? Because they were offended, and how could we have done this kind of humor? So it was like, okay, I guess we won't be doing these types of crowds. It was a one-off. And I'm sure all the stand-up comedians have their moment, but that was probably the one, because I just remember
some days are paydays, man. Some days are just you show up and it's a complete miss. But
this one was probably the worst of the worst.
Pigeon is hard for people who don't get it to understand. I mean, certain words like choke. We got choke this, got choke meat. The Canadian, choking meat. What?
No, you need to take it into context. Yeah. I mean, obviously it's comedy, so. I mean, some people are just like, well, I'm going to hold you to that word.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Look at it in context.
But we learned a lot from that event. Because if we incorporated some material from what they understood to be correct or true or right, which is what we do. We take an event and go, okay, this crowd isn't really the local crowd, but we can take this. That's and come up with some material with it. Now it's relevant to that audience and only that audience. And that comes with the experience, because there's no other way of reaching them. It's impossible.
That's where, the entertainment aspect comes in. You as a comedian know what's funny, but ultimately the presentation needs to be impeccable. Comedy, the timing is everything. You're 2 beats behind. You've lost the punch. You're 2 beats early. It's not even funny. It needs to be succinct, right in the pace of. And sometimes, when you're doing the live events, you can't go and edit. You can't reshoot. You can't rewrite. So what do you have to do? You got to tap the vein. You got to poke and prod, see where it is that they're coming from, He's a master at it, We'll go to a function and Mr. O'Malley Mali just comes, hey, aloha, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, this is that, that's this is this, that's over there, this, that, 1, 2, 3, 4. We are this and that's that. We'll be doing this in a little bit and we'll be right back. PP turns it up.
PP is our sound tech.
Okay.
Right? Our sound tech, he comes, does the little thing, little doodle.
Sound
all right,
effects
here,
and music.
He hands out the papers. All right, this is the name, that's the thing, that's the thing. Don't say this, don't say this. Ready, go.
But if we're celebrating your wedding or your birthday, I would find out as much information about you as possible, so that when we come, we not only know you, but people would say, oh, you obviously know the family, because you know all these things, and like Kamako was raised by the auntie, and then now we're using all of that within the material, and you don't even know it.
And now they are engaged.
Okay? How do they know that?
Now we can deliver our comedy. Now we can say what the Filipinos are famous for. We can say what the Samoans are famous with the Caucasians and we can do stereotypes. Remember, stereotypes is not racism. There's a reason for why these stereotypes exist.
There's truth to them.
It's the funny part of that ethnic people's background.
And the majority of your comedians do stereotypes.
Come on.
The majority.
So only black people can do black comedy? That's baloney. Okay? Only white people can do white, and the list goes on. Only Filipinos can teach Filipino. No.
Yeah, I think stereotypes are true for a reason.
It's true for a reason.
Absolutely.
And so you go
So
off
get
of
over
that.
it.
Yeah.
Just get over it, bro. Like if you
ain't
make
that
a
serious.
You make a Filipino joke, you say, what do you call 2 Filipino airplane pilots? A pair of pliers. Bro, that is funny, bro. That's funny. And I can say it, right? Because I'm Filipino. Oh, well, I'm offended. Well, are you offended by luncheon meat and rice? Because I'm going to whack that.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah.
Wow.
Being able to read the crowd is very important. You gotta go with the
You
ebb
have
and
to
flow
read the
of
crowd.
it.
You have to read the crowd. Don Ho was a master of that. Okay. And that's the Waikiki-ness. Okay. That's going to be the people who don't understand the Caucasianness or even the Asianness. I mean, you could be from anywhere around the world, but you want to come to Hawaii and you want to be a part of a little bit of Hawaii. Don Ho did that on a nightly basis and could connect with the individual people. Tony and I got to see this and we would just crack up. Just crack up. Yeah, just crack up. And it's just like, that's funny. The
But
interaction.
But his engagement, I mean, he took so long to tell a joke. The punchline was, well, it was like a 2-minute joke, but the people were like leaning in and waiting and waiting. And I was like, wow, there's something to this, though. You know what I mean? You have comedians that have a slow cadence when they're working it, and some that they can do 5 jokes in 1 sentence. But that's learning the craft and finding out how that works. Therein lies the,
reading the crowd,
secret.
That's entertainment 101. I mean,
Yeah. How much of what you guys do is improv?
I say it was 70-30. 70% is stuff we've done, and then 30 is probably
well, see, the MC side of us will lead them in that direction, and then the comedy will present itself, and then it's up to us to pick up the pieces of fruit, pick up the pieces of the sandwich, put the sandwich together, and then now realize that this is a Filipino, Hawaiian, Japanese, Caucasian party. All right, okay, all those jokes are on the table.
Correct. But the improvisational part, I mean, it used to be a lot more, but over the years, it's come down to maybe about 30% because now we know what to use. We're pulling from different avenues, but there are things that we do at some events that we'll never do at another event.
Yeah.
It was just a one time only for this event, and that improvisational skills come into play big time. 30% is, I think, a good number and being open and trust. I got to trust that whatever he's going to deliver, I can add to it. And
You got to have that synergy. Yeah?
that synergy and just constantly coming back and forth. And you might have like 7, 8, 9, 10 jokes within that one concept, and it just fires.
The believability. Like, I got to take you there to when it is that guy said that and how he said it. If I can take you there and then reenact that, that's going to be a good one, my friend. That's the good one.
And the warm up is very important. That's why stand-up comedians, they have a warm up act. They don't just come up and featuring so and so, and they come up and they have the warm up act to get them going. We have to do that on our own selves because we don't have a warm up act unless we're doing a comedy concert. Then you'll have other acts there. But
Tony and James is the warm up.
We are the one.
We've literally had
section.
Some photographers who might have just come in from California or something. They're new to the game or something like that, and then we'll be doing the MC work, and then we jump into Fiti and Hey Han, the show aspect, and then we come back and then we say, hey, do you know where I could get the number for those guys that were out here with the hair? The hair, the thing,
the teeth.
bruh. I'm just like, no, I'm not.
That's the ultimate compliment.
Right?
They're coming up to Tony and James.
Now you just fooling with a brother, right?
Where's those other 2 guys?
Where's those other?
I said, wow.
Nah, for real. Nah.
Till today, that's still happening. That's
You pulling my finger out right now.
That's
no,
funny.
really? Yeah. Are you guys related or do you know them? It's like,
And then we go, hey, no,
back.
we are those guys. And then they go like that.
Yeah.
It's just too funny. It's just, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
How did you guys get the name, the Bradas? What was the idea behind that?
Just a term of endearment, like, you go and start your own brand of comedy, right? Some people might like it, some people might not like it. But, if someone had to say, hey, who's those guys over there? Oh, that's the Bradas. That's the Bradas. Either way.
Brothers? Is it the brothers?
Oh, that's the Bradas.
The Braddahs. The Braddahs? Yeah.
Oh, it's pigeon. Oh, pigeon. Oh, like the kind.
Yeah.
Right. And the hooey. Right. And the hooey. The hooey, the kind, the Bradas. Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
And now you just see,
Then it just stuck.
University of Hawaii uses the Brotherhood.
The
Oh,
brotherhood.
yeah. Their football
Brotherhood.
team.
You know,
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
know.
Well, you're at the Kind Media right now.
The
right?
kind.
The
Yeah.
kind medium.
You got the Hui on your
the
shorts.
The hui on the shorts, you know what I mean, right there.
That's
and the
awesome.
Bradah on my shirt.
Yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I mean.
Yeah.
So, it's back in the time where pigeon was kind of looked down upon. It was, you were looked as maybe not educated if you spoke it, or, it just wasn't mainstream. So for you to be able to, use your name that's going to represent you with pigeon and then run the islands in it. Yeah, it wasn't seen too much back in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I mean, sorry, in the 90s.
Yeah.
But
How much do you think it's changed since then till now? I mean, obviously with the whole PC culture, with this generation, but how would you say you had to adjust to that?
We still do what made us. So we haven't really changed that.
yeah,
And we learned that a long time ago. You got to do what makes you, and then you introduce new stuff as you go along.
that's our brand. It's our
the
style.
brand, and
you know?
understanding that brand, that this is what made you. So you got to stick to the good stuff. I mean, I still talk to artists that's still doing jokes from 20, 30 years ago. You talk to Andy, there's still some jokes that still hit to this very day that he still does. And then other stuff that he's putting aside and change with times, with the generation, and do newer stuff. And we
for
do.
us, we use, instead of jokes per se, we use character sets. Some character sets translate way better on television. Some character sets translate better on stage because now there's that interaction with that little bit of the unknown versus, we're going to do some editing and we can fully control what it is that they say. So, we go character sets, we done on some of this and that. So now you see the character. It's our job to make you believe that you're seeing this character. Because that's where the comedy lies, is the fact that the memory is back. Oh, yeah, that's what my uncle used to be. Wow, I remember one time he told me. Now you're having a dialogue. And that's where the comedy comes in, you know?
And the characters were always derived from real situations we were involved with. As
Like actual people that
real
you met.
people,
bro.
teenagers, adults.
Yeah.
Real people. So like this latest episode on Spectrum OC16 right now, another shameless plug. The Kung Fu Theater. That was huge growing up in the 70s for us. And so, brother, what would you like to do at this
Brother
time?
Tinge,
Yes.
why is it that we are not succinct in our voice?
I know. Why is it matching? And then getting the costuming and the hair and the
And then you would come to the game, pop on a game the next day, and you'd be imitating either wrestling Hawaii or Kung Fu Theater.
Why is that so racist? Why are they doing the Chinese kung fu?
With the makeup, I see it for their eyes.
But you know what?
You know the silk, it's so Asian. That's racist. He has red silk and he has purple silk. What are the undertones of that within the flag of the rainbow? I'm truly offended in all of this.
Right. I mean, it's
All right, settle down, Karen. Settle down.
Seriously, you're gonna take God's rainbow and the promise, and then now you're gonna be happy with something.
you're not going to please them all, right? It's impossible.
People are
It's
just
truly-
looking to
it's
get offended by
impossible.
anything these days.
But for what
Please,
we do,
bro.
we understand where we came from. It's just we're not looking. Our comedy was never to look for a problem. It was just to bring real life situations to life, and that's it. You know?
To show how outlandish some people really can be. It's absolutely hysterical, bro. Like how kukulolo sometimes we can be. You know?
Kukulolo. When's the last time you heard kukulolo?
I don't think I've heard that, but I get it.
Hey, you two cocololos over there. Stop fidgeting around over there. Huh? NTT.
Bro, he do his NTT. I just scream, bro. Just like, are you kidding me right now? Yeah, everybody know that auntie.
Yeah.
Everybody know that auntie.
Yep.
And being able to turn it on and then turn it off. Because in real life, when they see us out in public, I always get, without a Bradah stage. I'm like, someplace not where I'm at right now.
You guys not together all the time.
I'm like, you guys don't live together?
Bro. With all the brother. Not with me. Right.
What? You can tell me a joke right now.
What? Nah.
What?
Yeah, I get one for you. The guys know what you should do.
That happens a lot, huh?
Okay, listen to me. That's
I can tell it's a real life
Pocho
situation the way
and
you're
Tanda.
Especially for some reason, why is it always happen at the bank? Always at the bank in line. It's like, what's up, man? I'm a fan.
And depending on the individual, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? If he's a local brother, he could come up and just tell you what it is. But if he has a little bit more of some sophistication, he's going to come over and, hey, I like to whisper this one in your ear, but you don't need to give me any credit for it. But yeah, you ever tried this one or what?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, bro.
It happens. I feel like that's the equivalent for that. To me, it would be the people telling me, "Hey, you should get this person on the podcast. Oh, I should come on the podcast. Oh, you should really go talk about this topic. You should do
Right.
Yeah.
Let me do what I want to do."
I just nodded and I go, yeah, absolutely. I said, that's what the show's for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we kind of just do one joke and one line. Bro, we got to do 24 minutes, bro. The TRT is kind of long, you know, when you got to make some jokes and some stuff.
Yeah.
So, you know, we just kind of replicate life. We showcase life here in the islands. Very unique, bro. It's so beautiful, bro. It's so beautiful. The beauty that these islands have with the islands, the water, the people, the food, just everything. It's too much fun.
Come on,
bro.
we live in, when Guy Huggy says, we got the best weather on the planet.
Yeah.
Not just the best weather, we have the best people, man.
Everything.
Collectively. I know all the stuff that's going on over the islands with all the shootings. I'm talking collectively as a group, a unit. Man, the people in Hawaii is hard to beat.
Hard to
Really
beat,
hard
you
to
know.
beat.
And
That's why people love us.
They did,
There's
yeah.
a reason.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And you know, the thing we need to fight for are the, I wouldn't say the old ways, but you know, at least accountability. You know?
Yeah.
Accountability, bro. I mean, like it's getting to the point now where front loaders are being driven into people's garages with the intent of blowing them up with 50-gallon drums. So this is the reality of now 2024 here in Hawaii. You know what I mean? How do you live around that? How do you live within that? How does that community, how is that going to be affected? You know, because it affects us all, bro. It affects us all. That kind
Not
of stuff.
just that community, but the state.
That
of
whole
people as a
mindset. Listen,
whole,
that whole
for sure.
mindset. That
Yeah.
whole mindset. People, yeah.
But why?
Not to bring one downer,
No.
but you know, it's the reality of what it is. And then healing cannot begin until you really address what the root of the problem is. Bro, you have an individual who is an older gentleman who is probably very secure in that area and whatnot, you know, and front loader and some stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
for him to pass on to the next life with that being their last event, to me in Hawaii, it's absolutely nuts.
To go black and dark like that, and going back and finding out the genesis of why that had to happen as a community, that's got to be one of
Bruh.
the toughest things to get to, because that's what they're trying to,
Because that's not the
our
first
leaders are
incident.
no, this has been going on
Yeah.
for years.
And bro, that's some John Wick
Yeah.
action
Yes.
right there, bro.
Yes.
That's like, wait, I
Yes.
just saw this on the TV. Yo, I'm just gonna wait. Holy moly!
But not to jump, because I know you always ask on your podcast, but not to jump. But this gets to it, though. I think this gets to the genesis of this problem in Hawaii is why. The why behind this is going back to the childhood and the upbringing. But you always ask your guests, what is their life hack? And my life hack is finding balance. And my partner already said it. And having accountability. Accountability to what? Accountability to yourself and others that surround you, so that you don't get to that point of darkness, going black, snap, get crazy, and you lose it. Being accountable to a small group of people that, hey, I can pick up the phone. I can call my brother, my sister, and say, you know what, I'm having problems in this area. Can you help me? So it never gets to that point. Being accountable, for me, it's running. What do you mean running? It's exercise. I don't like do that. No, but I'm accountable to 3 other people in my life that if we're going to meet up 5-6 days a week for 1 hour a day, that's it. It just requires 1 hour. I know that gets out what? My stress. I know that I can get rid of it through a nice run. I know I can get together with somebody and go walking, go play ping pong, or go swimming. Or we walk our dogs together. Hey, how about we get together and play payut, or play pipito, or play rummy, play dominoes. You know, maybe it's not even exercise. Maybe it's just we go outside and we smoke cigarette for 5-10 minutes a day. I wouldn't adhere to doing something like smoking cigarettes because it's not healthy, but something along the way where you're accountable to something else other than just you. And we learn in Hawaii, everything is about us. Culturally, as Hawaiians, we're not supposed to share. We're not supposed to cry. We keep everything in and we lock it up. And then our coping mechanism is what? Oh, I'm going to drink on the weekends. Every Friday, get paycheck. I'm going to do drugs. I'm going to do this, that. Our coping mechanisms. And then next thing you know, it gets tighter. You're squeezing, you're holding it until you snap. Something like that gotta happen. You know what I mean? You just hold on to that pressure, you don't know, and then you got mental issues. You get depressed. Depression gets into stress, and the next thing you know, your health is off. And this is all proven. This is all scientifically proven. We gotta get out and do something other than keep that stuff in. So how do we do it? Be accountable to someone, something. Could be religious, could be some people turn to God, some people turn to family members, loved ones, but it's gotta be a balance, man.
Yeah, I think it's having something to live for,
To
or
live,
someone to live
someone
for,
to live for,
other than yourself.
Other than yourself, cannot be about yourself anymore.
Yeah, I mean that's the culture here, right? Kako, all of us.
God, that's it. It's
not
part
just
of
me.
who we are.
Yeah,
And
And you got to understand too now, times change, 200 years ago, the people who lived here, they were called the Hawaiians. Okay? Now,
they had a nice,
now you fast
even
forward
flow
to
of how life was lived,
2024.
right?
We're the people of Hawaii. Okay? The bloodline might not be the pure blood, but the people who carry on the traditions, the olelo, the music, the food, the culture, okay? That's what you need to get back to. The family unit is under attack, not only by the spiritual side, but also by the policies in which this state invokes. Okay. Not to even get into politics, but politics weighs heavy here in Hawaii. Everybody says the land was stolen. Okay. Oh, is that one can? Oh, that's one super can. Yeah, what? And then they give you back the shoo, and then they take all the good stuff. Huh?
Wait, what?
What?
Huh?
How one guy can buy one island? Oh, I'm sorry. What? Okay. Knowing where it is that you living and knowing the reality of it, okay? Period, brother. It's the most expensive state in the nation. People are leaving by the droves. That's where our culture is going. What is being replaced with that? Where is it that the kids are going to learn how to olelo Hawaii vale no? Where is it that you're going to learn? Okay, you can eat this tree, but you're not going to eat that tree. Don't walk underneath the kiawe tree. Why? Huh? Okay. How do you think traditions are passed down?
Mental wellness is on the number one list of everyone in Hawaii, from our leaders down to our families. It's mental wellness. And if we can get people back to where we once were, would be so much better for
Ooh,
it. But mental wellness right now is key.
Well,
It's
I
key.
think there's a lot of things. It's like ripple effects.
Bro,
Where
people
it's like
are struggling to survive
exactly.
right
So
now.
like, how are you supposed to
Okay?
worry about
Okay?
keeping yourself happy, going on around when you gotta pay
Okay.
the bills,
Correct.
when you gotta
Okay.
put food on the
That's
table,
how
when
we.
you got
That's what.
that's
we
the
were,
hard
about-
part, right?
That's
how-
what we were taught, right?
Wait,
That's
how
what we
about
got.
now you're going 12 years and you're living in the Kuivis? That's a reality in Hawaii right now. That's a reality in Hawaii. 1 in 4 children is technically starving in Hawaii.
But I do know this: that being grateful and thankful on a daily is huge. What do you mean huge? Just being grateful and thankful. Anybody can do that.
It's your attitude.
Well, I know it's part of your attitude. And I know if you get up in the morning and you're grateful for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things, and you're thankful for another 5 things in your life, chemically, scientifically, it releases stuff in our brains that makes us feel that much better. That's per day.
Yeah, even thinking positively.
But you know, a lot of, but I could
positively.
say, you know,
versus getting up and going on the negative side, you going backwards. You automatically
Yeah.
going backwards, right?
sometimes life outweigh you like that. You could be probably the most positive person, and
gonna hit you.
and life going to hit you and touch your
Gonna hit
buttons
you.
and your combo that is going to just, it's not going to test you in every regard. Okay, so
What you gonna do?
You know, so what are you going to do now? Okay,
What you gonna do?
What are you going to do?
Where you going?
Okay, ooh, bro,
What you gonna do? Where you going?
And you teetering. Okay, where is that help gonna come from? Some people, you know, hey, some are stronger in some areas than others.
I ask you, come on, what you gonna do? You're at that point. What you gonna do? What would you do?
I think so. Depending on the person, for me personally, I internalize and I self-soothe, so I'm able to just come to a conclusion by myself, cope on my own, like whether that's surfing, exercise, watching TV
You surf?
shows. Yeah,
You exercise? I know that.
Yeah. So
Well,
like having those things, they're so crucial. Having something spiritually, physically, emotionally, all of those parts of our life. I think having something that you do in all those aspects are super important to keep balance and
But
keep
you
yourself.
speaking to somebody is in one doldrum right now. They're in blackness, darkness. They don't know no place to go. They don't surf.
Yeah.
The hurt,
They gotta find
the
something or
hurt
find
is too
someone.
much, bro. The hurt is too much.
They don't
When-
surf and they don't exercise.
So what happens when they say the hurt is too much? How can you communicate to those people? Because ultimately, those are the people who are acting out, the ones who cannot communicate, the ones who have buried it down so much.
Cannot articulate in any way.
Now it's just, what? You burning out down the road? Now it just blows up too.
Yeah.
So the dialogue and the repressing and the not talking about it.
If anybody's listening to this podcast or watching it, we gave some nice nuggets of where you can go. If that's you in that position right now, is being accountable to that certain individual that can help pull you out, because you're not going to do it by yourself. Yeah. Being in that mental state, especially for men, Native Hawaiian men, Pacific Islanders, we hold on to things a lot more than most. I mean, look at the news and what has happened, transpired in the last year, 2 years. We hold on to stuff way longer than most people. We've been conditioned that way. We've been raised this way.
And why is that?
Because of
Betrayal. Betrayal.
I mean, we stated the obvious. We stated the
Well,
obvious.
I mean-
but we gotta learn to come out of it.
It's the reason why we go to defend Hawaii. It's the reason why we go to defense right now. What? Do not mistake aloha for weakness, okay? Okay, there's always an underlying brow. We're going to hit you with a left and another right and all of that. Okay, we're ready.
Depression is real.
Okay?
This is
Bro,
a real issue.
Very real.
And if you don't get a hold of it quick, you will go so dark. And next thing you know, you're acting out, and it's too late. People are now, they've lost their lives.
Yeah, but that kind of stuff is not a cognitive thing. You don't keep on going into depression because you want to.
No.
It's the circumstance, and you don't know how to stop the falling. You don't know how to turn. You don't know how to communicate. You don't know who to communicate to. That right there, that's where the breakdown is the communication to be able to say, or for even family members to even recognize and just go like that. Hey,
So-
hey, we go paddling. Okay,
Right.
what? Hey, no, fuck.
If-
Let's go paddling
if
right
we
now. We're going
didn't-
paddling. You
If
heard? Let's go.
We haven't been clear up into
going
this
running.
point because we gave some nuggets. We're gonna do it right now. So, Tony and James, they're gonna tackle one mean issue. But James just said, you're that friend. You're that person they're calling. They reaching out to you.
They
him
might
or
not
her.
even reach out, bro.
They might just throw you one little rock and a pebble, and you say, "Well, something's wrong with so
Yeah.
and so." The
it
way
could-
he,
it- bruh, it
the
could
way he
be.
addressed things, not too sure, but
Bro, could be a fart in the wind, and you go like, "Hey, bro, I get one remedy for some diarrhea." You know what I mean? Okay, what? Yeah, take this Pepto-Bismol. It's gonna help. What? Hey, bro, thanks for the Pepto-Bismol. You got any other things?
Right.
Life hacks you got? Oh yeah, me. I go down to the ocean and I hold my breath and I look out. And then what you thinking about? L. And then her, Fade Rogers.
Fade
Boom, boom,
Rogers.
boom, boom, tell Fade Rogers he loves her. He loves her. Tell Fade Rogers he needs her. Tell Fade Rogers no go cry and no go out with meets Funai. Meets Funai. Oh. Point Panic was glassy, 60 feet and glassy. When I look up the waves, it was coming for me. It was so freaking huge. Oh, I knew my eggs was headed for that big omelet in the sky. And as I called out to her in the four-lane merciless sea, boom, 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 boom. That's classic, bro.
classic.
Classic,
gonna
bro.
love that.
Imprinted, bro. Imprinted on the brain, bro.
Oh, God.
Classic, bro.
Why you had
Classic.
to go so early?
Because he was doing some illegal stuff, but he wasn't supposed to do it,
Sorry,
and they kind of and then stop, dug on it.
But it's more than a trust. Getting back to the point, it's more than a trusted adult. You know, if you're in that place of depression, you got to get help.
gonna
And where
tell
you
you-
gonna get help? Some place, your brother, your friend. There's been countless times where I reach out to my friends because I know they're hurting, and just trying to, hey, come on, man, let's go.
Some people, you know,
do
some
it.
people might not be ready to. You know, I don't even know what the word is. Move on, get up, move on, go forward. You know what I mean? Sometimes, you know, when you catch one 5-piece, you ever caught one 5-piece from somebody who knows how to give one 5-piece? Bro, you're gonna be.
I don't
seeing
think people might
stars.
know what 1 5-piece is.
Yeah, it's like when 3-piece plus 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Maybe-
ping,
maybe
ping,
a-
ping, ping.
One
Leg
and
kick,
one leg
yeah.
And
kick.
one
Yeah.
leg kick, and one knee, maybe one elbow.
Yeah.
You know what
And
I mean?
butt.
Nowadays,
Yeah.
nowadays
Yeah.
it's gonna be like that.
You get crack on
So,
on top of crack.
you know what I
double,
mean?
Triple crack.
you,
Yes.
you don't know where you are, and then you know just that whole feeling of that,
Yeah.
and then it comes upon you. It's something that no one is ever ready for. You're never ready for it, but I'll tell you right now, it will test your character. So if you go and fight for positivity, you're going to find the one thing that makes you smile, and you do that repeatedly. Sooner or later, the chain gonna link up. Chung. And now you can pedal.
Yeah.
You can shift your gears. Would be fantastic if you could have somebody help negotiate you through this. But it's a very hard thing to talk about the most difficult time in your life to a complete stranger.
Right.
There needs to be a
Like a
resonance.
doctor, a
there needs to
physician,
be just
therapist.
because you get on paper
Yes.
from this place doesn't
Very
mean that you
difficult.
understand
Especially
knowing
local
what is
brothers.
going on
Yeah.
in my head. Okay? And then do you give, I mean, now what? Now you can give one situation? Why is it that I'm going to give you this situation? You have no remedy for me. There is no remedy to this. Okay? Now what? How do I bring you out of this depression? How is it that, you're not bringing anybody out. They need to walk out. All you need to do is just say, I'm here.
You're guiding that friend, family member out is what you're doing, but you're not going to grab them and they
You're
gotta
going,
come.
you're going
Yeah,
Filipino
yeah.
style
Can't
and you're
force
going like
them,
they
yeah.
this.
gotta come. And you're opening doors.
Huh?
You're opening doors for that individual to say, you know what, if you come on this side, I promise it's going to be better than
I'm
where
gonna be
you at.
chilling over here.
Yeah.
And if you see
Yeah.
me having fun,
Yeah.
don't get pissed off, huh?
So,
Okay.
Yeah,
Just walk
I
through
don't
the
think
door.
you give them the answers. You give them the resources.
correct.
Right.
The Bradas have been around for a long time because it has been answers to our maybe state of depression at times.
Mm-hmm.
So that, we come into an event and you got to be funny now? Yeah, but I've been locked up in COVID for, and now I got to go and be funny at this event? Oh, it's a drive-by. Oh, wow, we working again? Well, you might call it working, but it's actually therapy for us. And next thing you know, boom, snap, back into it. And okay, laughter is not just good for the people we're working for. Laughter is good for us.
Mm-hmm.
So therein lies the 360 degree.
Can be,
full
you know.
circle. It is helping us as individuals. I know it's helped me.
Sometimes you
There's-
say some stuff that you never
Yeah.
would say because now you're in this situation and then you're just, I mean, yeah,
Because
and you're just rolling.
I'm very much open to say that I've been depressed and I didn't know I was in a state of depression. Going to work actually got me out of it slowly but surely, and other means too. Talking to people, trusted adults, and everybody's different. You gotta find what's gonna work for you. Not one way is the way, but I think starting with laughter is definitely helpful. We did Maui's Comedy Jam a few weeks ago, and this lady had been locked up for 3 months. She lost her husband, but she called her 2 friends. She said, you know what? So-and-so lost her husband. I lost my husband. We said, brothers coming to town. Why don't we just go out? And they came and they sat right in the front row. And they were a part of the show. And they said, you know what? This is exactly what we needed to get us out of the funk that we were in. Thank you so much for coming. And they were part of the, the fires in line. And even that was just added to it.
And that's part of, that's our job. That's what we do for a living.
You're a therapist.
We show up, and you know what I mean. If you're so inclined to let us entertain you, then if you lived in Hawaii for an X amount of years, for a brief moment, we're gonna take you there, and we're gonna make you laugh a little bit. Have a beverage, maybe not. Maybe have several beverages, and then just let that steam out. You get better perspective as you pull yourself away. You pull yourself away. Now you really start to see the bigger picture. Because a lot of people, they really focus in on themselves. Okay, that's how, it's that defensive mechanism, right? And now, okay, things are going well in your life, wow. We can be joyful. We can have a big family. We can be a part of this family unit and perpetuate this family unit. Not everybody has that.
Yeah.
Their definition of family could be quite different. How do you create that resonance? Laughter. If you're laughing at what it is that I'm saying right now, you may be open to some other things that I'm saying. And if your moral compass is correct and you put God first, good things can happen.
Yeah.
Good things can happen.
You know what it is that I think, what you guys are saying, even beneath that, the lower layer, like the deeper the kauna, is relatability.
Correct.
Because I think that's what makes it
Resonance.
funny.
Nailed it.
And
Resonance.
that's what
Nailed it.
helps us connect, is once you know, like, wow, you're going through this too. You have a similar experience. We can all laugh at this because we relate to it.
And there's a commonality, which is discernment. Your spirit. I can discern your spirit. I can see what kind of fruits you're bearing. I can see if you're a little bit upset. I can see if you're a little bit more predisposed to being more jovial. That resonance. Now, if one thing I say resonates with you, there may be other things that I say that could resonate with you. And as you drop these little laughter bombs and these laughter nuggets, that's what brings down the wall. That's what helps bring the person out of their tower. Because we all have our tower. We all have our, who is it? What's the password? What's your name? What's your credentials? What? Well, no, yes, no, yes. You know what I mean? You're not going to bring strangers in now. It seems as though aloha is only being reserved for our family members and people we know versus the thing just permeate the whole state.
Right.
That's what it kind of feels like. No? Who you? What? Who your father? Who your mother? What you did? Okay,
Are you
here.
50%
Here.
Hawaiian?
Little bit here.
Okay, I
right?
give you.
Well,
I give you
1%
aloha.
Hawaii. I give you a little bit. Here, what? You like okole bread? Yeah.
So-
here's the crust pot.
Part of our messaging in our show, we talk about aloha, and we go several layers down. And it's not the color of your skin, it's not your blood type, it's not where you were born, it's not if you're Hawaiian or not. But aloha is a way of life.
It's a frame of your mind.
It's a frame of your mind.
It's your mindset.
It's
How do you
something
think?
that's been passed down from generation to generation, whether or not you were Hawaiian or not. But when you get it and you share it and you live it, that's what people in the from around the world, when they come here, they know it's something, but they are attracted to it, that individual, that aloha, that awareness, and they're like, wow, I want that.
The aloha is because aloha is unconditional.
Yeah.
You know, our main source of income per se is tourism. People come over here, they literally think it's the playground, drop your rubbish, and then you leave. And then that's aloha. I got my little fruity lei, I did the culture center, I did this, we got shave ice, and woohoo, and we're out. Okay. For us who need to live here, who need to work here, you know, one tourist would say to a bus driver as they were leaving, the bus driver says, "Okay, mahalo." And then the Caucasian person turns around, just absolutely livid. "Ah, how dare you call me trash?" And he looks at her and says, "What? Yeah, I see it all over the trash cans. Mahalo." Okay? So,
How dare you?
how
So
dare you
Dare you. I'm
call
calling
us
the police.
trash?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going on the Instagram right now and do a
Telling everybody
something. I'm telling them.
you're the worst.
Mahalo.
Mahalo.
you're mahalo.
How
You're mahalo.
dare you? I mean, so like,
so
what do you say to that? What do you say to that? How do you respond to that? You know, and a majority of us are in the service industry. If you're not in the city and county or working for the federal or, you know, working for something like that. So, I mean, that's like you have to deal with that on the daily. And then you have to go back to pay your mortgage. That's $3,000. And the groceries. And what did you left at the paycheck? And you're going, wait, what? So that's reality. Okay, that's reality. It's not like we can just go pick the kind ulus and pineapples and just make pa'iai all day. And hey, I'll give you 3 pa'iai for 2 aku belly. Hey, you got any more of those OPs? I'll trade you for some sea salt. You know, frame of mind. Bro. Back then, that's when the days went by slower. He was more concerned about the food and what you're going to have on tomorrow and the wellness of your family, you know, which comes back down to just the breakdown of the family. If we have stronger family units, ultimately you're going to have, you know.
But I'll go one step further. It's not just a family unit. It's the men of the house, the men of the household. You break the men, you break the family.
Absolutely.
Men have a lot on them, no doubt. It's
For
not
we wrestle
easy.
not against flesh and blood, but against
It's heavy.
principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world.
Come on now.
Period.
It's no
okay?
joke. It is
Okay?
no
That is
joke.
perspective. Okay, that
Yeah.
is perspective.
Yeah.
That right there gonna give you perspective out to the regions of past Jupiter and Saturn.
Yeah.
You're really gonna be able to see the whole solar system instead of just the Earth and the Moon, because it does exist.
Yeah.
Okay,
And there's no doubt that the devil's working overtime to break the man down.
Overtime.
And if you can break the man down, then there goes the wife and the kids and the kids. And the next thing you know, the kids are being brought up in a generational curse that they don't have nothing. They have no idea.
And
You know
then
what I mean?
we won't say what party, but then the government subsidizes the removal of the father and then subsidizes single parenting by just the mother. And now you have a complete breakdown of no children being raised by their fathers just a bunch of kids just out there raising themselves while the mother's out there trying to provide a roof over their head.
It's generational.
Which,
Totally.
in essence, me growing up without a dad, you can look at it both ways. Some deal with it, and the coping mechanisms are different from others, and then you have different avenues to take. And for me, I at a young age, I had a gifting to compartmentalize a lot of stuff and keep it in. And it really didn't show itself until I was much older.
Yeah, because who
much
you
older.
because who you gonna tell?
Who you gonna tell?
But I'm gonna
What?
tell CPS what? And you get triple lickings, and you don't get to eat, and then you don't go to school for 3 weeks, and it's just good Lord, just you know.
It's so important to talk about these things. And
Yeah.
I want to mahalo you two for sharing this and being
Absolutely.
vulnerable.
I mean, I know it says nothing. There's nothing funny about it, but we made a
it's so
living
important.
taking this stuff and being able to make fun of
Yeah.
not make fun,
And not
but
fun.
bring humor,
Yeah.
humor to a lot of stuff that was very serious to us as kids growing up. And
It still is very serious
It is.
because
Yeah.
because the whole thing of just being divisive, black, white, brown, Asian. Here in Hawaii, we're all of that.
Yeah.
Some of the best action gonna be Asian. Some of the best gonna be Filipino. Everybody gonna take their turn. We see worth in that, whereas other culture might seem a little bit more derogatory towards that, or it's beneath them. The culture is beneath me. How dare you? How dare you eat sushi with your fingers? What? Bruh, that sushi show owner, I'll lick your fingers. Get over here. Oh my God. Okay, what? So, to some people, that's offensive and it's obnoxious. But to the Portuguese auntie, she's like, boy, get over here. Huh? Well, go get Auntie Primo first.
It's all education. It's all education.
It's knowing the generation now. I mean, bro, it's 2024. Okay, this is not the Hawaii of old where you're going, whose land is it? That's already been decided. Okay, that's already been decided. What are you going to do from here? What you gonna do with your window? Your window. What is your stamp? You're gonna cry, you're gonna kick the rocks, you're gonna be all habut. Oh, you're all yonyo, you're gonna be all you're gonna do all that kind of stuff or what?
that's funny.
Right? Or you could just fucking bruh, take the loud, hammer the fat, eat the leaf, share the meat with your brother. And then you go. Why? Because tomorrow he's gonna have the ham sandwich that you like half of or something. You never know.
Yeah.
To walk in humility is to be Christ-like. To be Christ-like is to be a Christian. So if you can hold yourself to that standard and that accountability, you're going in the right direction. You don't need to be perfect, just willing. Because if you're willing, you're going to be cognitive. And if you're thinking about what the next move is, you're not going to be really taken surprised too much.
And James is not saying, "Oh, you got to be on Christian or Buddha,"
No.
but be accountable to something.
Well, I think have something to believe in, have something to
believe
have
in something.
faith in.
Have a moral compass.
So you have
I'm
a
going to tell
moral
you right
compass
now,
and
the
values.
10 Commandments
Yeah.
are inherent in your DNA.
Yeah.
I don't care what it is that anybody says. The 10 Commandments, you can read off everything right there. And if you can identify with all of that, I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to be a pretty decent human.
Yeah, you don't need to be Christian to be a kind person. You don't need to believe in God to be nice to others. Just be kind, be nice, show aloha. That's all you have to do. That's all we're asking.
But when you're doing and showing aloha, that means that you're humbling yourself.
Yeah.
You're walking in humility because you're now understanding that there is other people's and other plights other than yours.
And that goes back to accountability.
Okay? Which comes back to accountability. You can tell me that it's green when it's blue. Okay, you might be colorblind then. Let's go with black and white. How about just black and white, yin or yang?
Yeah.
And here we go. Let me get out my heart. What I want the accordion. Let me get out the accordion because that thing's so irritating.
Yeah,
just
the
take
tiny
that
violin.
thing, just take the, and just throw it away. I'd rather you play the triangle or the tambourine.
Yeah, yeah. No, this is awesome.
I mean, we say all of that because we've lived quite a bit of it. We're not just saying stuff just to hear ourselves talk. No, we experience all the
No,
stuff
for
we're
real.
talking about.
But that's how you learn it. You go through it.
From depression to
No, for real.
to meekness, humility. You think you know it all, and we made a ton of mistakes too over the years. And I think that's why the longevity of the Braddahs going into our 28th year is not going to go anywhere soon. Fast. We're going to be together for quite some time. We joke about coming in on the wheelchair and rolling
The
in,
grandpas.
popping willies and just like spinning
please.
around,
I
and
don't
we
know.
still. Oh, the grandpas, the brothers, they're still going. 87, still going.
The grandkids.
And George Barnes was 100. You know what I mean? Like, but if it's what the people want and they still watch, I mean, they're still watching episodes we did 20 plus years ago. Oh, but I just saw that. Wow. Well, your sons was only like 1 or 2 in that one. I'm like, yeah, I know. It's
Bro,
crazy,
we were
right?
doing the Marys 20 years ago. Okay, it was just more of a, yet again, stereotype, poking fun.
Marys, yes.
Of some like
Which
who
is nothing wrong.
There's nothing
We
wrong
got family
with
that we got family members, yeah.
You know, you might not have it as your preference,
Yeah.
but it is funny.
It's funny.
It's funny.
for
Funny
sure.
is funny. Let's hear what they have to say.
Yeah.
You guys want to have a ferry go all between the outer islands? Well, the super ferries have something to say about it. I mean, bro. Just come on, bro.
man.
Yeah.
That's just freaking funny, bro.
Ah.
That's just funny.
That's what I see too. Like if people are offended by anything, if they, I see, if you're offended by something, then you must think it's true. Because then otherwise you wouldn't be offended.
You wouldn't be offended,
Right?
Yeah.
If it's not true, then okay, it's
Yeah.
not true. Don't believe it. Go on with the rest of your day.
everybody has got a mahu cousin, family, friend,
Auntie,
uncle, auntie, uncle. I mean,
Yeah.
whatever it is, this is how we grew up in the islands.
Exactly.
Still growing up.
You see, you could laugh,
Yeah.
then be offended, but be like, no, wait, that's true because I do have an auntie, or I saw one lady over there, I saw an uncle at the supermarket do this. You know, it's
You know what?
so relatable.
Bro, see,
I still
and yet
have friends.
again,
Yeah.
I have friends that are.
they try to dodge the truth, but but not. But whatever. Listen, just own it.
Yeah,
And yet again, coming back to the truth. Who is it that who are you? Oh, I'm this person. Okay, well then own that. It doesn't mean that I need to accept that, you know? You don't see me running around and going, woohoo, woohoo, I like women, woohoo, I like two. Okay, bro, great. Fantastic.
You gotta be strong in who you are. You know, I have a
Secure.
transgender friend who I've known for many, many years. I still kiss honey on the side cheek. I'm not moved by it. Doesn't shake me or, like, oh, I'm not gonna kiss you because no.
yeah.
You know what I mean? I kissed my kumuhula growing up. That wasn't. I wouldn't even think twice. It's not anything that I'm opposed to. Now somebody else might be uncomfortable kissing another man.
Well,
Yeah.
a little
Yeah,
bit difference between kiss and honey. Honey
Yeah,
is
honey.
cheek action. Kiss is kind of the lips action, bro. You better get the terminology correct, brother. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? My
Yeah.
boys, I still, I kiss my
dad
my,
too,
my
yeah,
sons.
that's-
Yeah, well, sons are
We're not
different.
talking
That's your
lips to
DNA,
lips.
bro.
That's different. I mean, hey, that might be your thing.
Bro.
If that's your thing, I'm not
I
going
just want to go on the record and say,
I think
that
was
one
it,
I don't care.
Tom
That
Brady?
one, that one
I
I
think
don't
it was
care.
Tom Brady. He kisses his kids on the lips, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever.
I think it's Tom
Yeah,
Brady.
Okay, what
Yeah.
it is,
Yeah,
bro. Whatever.
like I always kiss
Doggone
my
it,
sons
Tom.
on the lips when they're growing up. At a certain age, maybe I stop, but they still kiss daddy.
Yeah.
Honey on the cheek. Yeah,
Hey,
if you like
hey,
kiss your son
all I
on
got
the
to
lips,
tell you is very Italian, right? Okay, we're very secure in who we are.
Right.
All right. So
Yeah.
well, when you get kissed aside,
you sneak in the lips there.
there's no tongue action, there's no
Yeah.
lips in it. It's a gay, Bazzano, Babuji, Manan.
Babuchi.
That's funny. I'm loving the conversation. We gotta take a quick shishi break and get back with the social media fan question.
Shishi break over
Because you know how we were talking about earlier, how you laugh so much you're gonna shishi your pants. We talk so much, I might shishi my
Yeah,
pants
yeah,
if
yeah.
I don't go now.
You got it.
Well, it all depends. Okay,
Yeah.
let's-
We'll be right
It
back.
depends.
What if we told you the next 3 times you fill your tank, you could save money? Well, at Texaco in Hawaii, it's true. You can get $1 off per gallon on your next 3 visits when you download the Texaco app and join Texaco Rewards. Earn points on every fuel transaction and qualifying in-store purchases at participating Texaco stations. Download the app and join to get started today. Visit TexacoHawaii.com for details. All right, we're back from a quick shishi break. Let's get right into the social media fan questions.
Part 2.
Show. Oh, the
Part two.
show. The social media.
Oh,
Show.
social media.
You know, but
Social
first,
media. Better than the Sasa media.
oh, I like to address the Facebook from the Philippines, the Facebook book. What you guys questions you have for us?
Okay, this first one comes from our mutual friend Lola White Fitness _ Fitness Nutrition. I guess before we get into that, so Tony and I, we sauna and cold plunge at the Plunge and Barrel at F45 Ala Moana. So shout out to them.
Yeah,
We actually had our
45.
pre-production call in person in the sauna.
In
Right?
the sauna.
You weren't there, so you got to
Right?
come next time.
Yeah.
But you know, I do the sauna. I like the sauna. You don't have to give me one invitation. Then I'm going to come over there.
We got you.
Just with a hand towel. But not after the cold plunge. After the cold plunge, I had to wait for 15 more minutes. For
Lola White asks, what is your funniest or favorite joke to tell to the both of you?
Oh, wow.
I don't know per se jokes like, hey, what do you call
within
a
the
what or
confine
a
of
riddle?
the show,
My-
we got tons of setups and punchlines. I think Keoki, Kumu Keoki, does when he's doing his performance and he's setting up some punchlines. You're not tall enough to write this right. I was referring to the people in the audience. You're not tall enough to write this right. Is
I'm not shameful like small guys.
yeah, not shameful like small guys, and you're not tall enough to write this right. So,
And who in Kumu you?
Cool with you.
yeah,
That's a good. That should be a shirt.
yeah. Oh, it was a shirt.
Oh yeah.
It is a shirt. It is.
Was a shirt.
You know,
And
with
a kukui nut. There's a kukui nut.
the, no get knots, be kukui.
Be kukui, no get knots,
You know,
yeah.
things with the brothers, they come and go.
That's funny. Okay. Do you have one? A favorite?
Yeah, well, that's all.
It's a mutual favorite.
Jokes, huh? Oh, I don't know. I like the combination of ethnic backgrounds. You know, if you Haole and you're Filipino, you're jalapeno. You know, stuff like that, where there's integration of two ethnic backgrounds. So obviously you gotta have patience, because the two of them love each other. And then if you're you're the love child, then what side do you embody? I'm part Caucasian, but I'm part Filipinos. But my accent is Filipinos. Why?
But he does do one where he goes, "Hello, housekeeping," and then I go, "Oh yes," and he's like, "Sir, do you need towel?" It's like, "No, I don't need a towel." And then come inside. "Oh, sir, looks like you need a hand towel." And he's like, "No, I don't need a hand towel. I don't need a towel." I said, "I don't need a towel." "Yeah, but I'm looking at yours. You have to cover something." Like we've been doing this joke for like over 10 years. And it's within a joke within a joke. And we still do it. And for some reason,
Sometimes she is, sometimes she
and
tries.
it's like, why
But
do
the
we
main
s-
one, is housekeeping,
Yeah.
and then that's it. I mean, that's the punchline, as to all the many different ethnic backgrounds. And if you're this one, then say something, and we kind of get a feel for
Yeah.
who's out there. And
And speaking of which, our hotels are on strike right now, and they're trying to get a raise. Yes, yeah, yeah,
hopefully
trying to
we
get a
can.
raise, man.
yeah,
I'm just thankful that if I was working at the hotel and the guests come to the hotel and they don't go on strike, you know what I mean? Like they come to the hotel and they go like, you know what? Yeah, we're going to strike. We're not coming to your hotel. Thank God for that. You know what I mean? Like I believe in strikes and unions and all. You got to get your pay. But man, what if the guests came to Hawaii and said, you know what?
Nah, we know, like
we don't want to come to this hotel. We're going to that hotel over there. Like, I'm thankful that they don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So stay with us, guests that come to the islands. We're gonna get through this. We always get to the amount of money that needs to be made. It just takes a few days.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Have you guys heard? I recently heard this about, you know, when you gotta say, I gotta go shishi. They say, oh, got a 544. Have you heard that before?
544.
Go shishi. Ichini sanshi go shishi.
So go shishi 544.
544.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought that was
yeah,
a creative one.
See?
Yeah.
Well, you got it.
What's
See, now
the
that's a
411?
full Japanese joke that if you can speak Japanese or count in Japanese, then you're
Shigo.
going to get it.
Shigo.
So now you're already thinking already. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
Oh, how is that funny?
Yeah.
How is that funny?
Shigo.
Oh, now you're now the tangent she can go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shigo,
Yeah. She
Right?
which is
She
4. What is that?
Oh.
Shigo
Is 4-5.
For 5.
So
That's
you
a
go
good
5-4-4? 4-5.
4-5.
Go shi. Yeah,
Shigo. 4-5.
Shigo.
5-4-4.
Shit. 5-4.
4-4. 4-5.
5-4.
4-5.
Shigo.
Shigo.
And you
Go
take
shi.
the 4-2-2
2-2.
Right.
to get to your
Yeah,
destination.
you call the taxi. Yeah.
And then if you're Korean, what do you say?
안녕하세요.
하다라곤지가 삼도도곤시 산지세세요.
오.
하다간도시가
하지시네.
다다라모곤시 미금박은 모금밥.
빙빙밥.
비빔밥.
빙빙밥. 밥수.
That one is my favorite.
Okay, Lola follows up with this question and says, what is one philosophy you have to live an amazing life? So a philosophy you have to live an amazing life.
We talked about it earlier.
Kind of the life hack, yeah.
Yeah, life hack for me is just, being accountable, have a nice balance, and thankful for what you got. Because at some point, you're going to get whatever you need. You just got to make sure you get it out there. Start thinking about it, writing it down. Those things will come to pass. But being accountable to certain people, having a nice balance of life, man. That was probably the hardest thing I had to learn was balance. Not doing too much of one thing and getting burnt out here or there. Balance, yeah.
I believe life gives you what you need, not what you want.
Yeah. As long as
So all those lessons,
as long as
sometimes you need
you're
it.
in a place where you can receive that. Some people they're not ready to receive it.
No.
Yeah, so you cannot get it. You got to be in the right mind frame. You got to be able to handle it, but life will give it to you. Yeah, along with the cracks too, because those cracks.
Well, sometimes
will
you
come.
need the cracks.
And
That's what I'm
sometimes you
saying.
need some cracks.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Man, recently I just been seeing so many people hearing different stories of like things going on. I'm just like, sometimes people just need to get punched in the face. Like
Straight
that's
up.
the reality. Sometimes young kids, people,
And
even
therein
my
lies the
gen-
terminology, a 5-piece.
some people just need a goal piece.
Bruh, you need
the goal.
They need the whole bucket of Jimmy's chicken is what they need.
What about you?
all of
Jimmy?
the piece? Yeah. Ooh, life hack,
Or just not that. You
Yeah.
can save your life hack for them,
Yeah,
but what is
well,
one philosophy you have?
Philosophy.
The one thing is if you're gonna be walking in humility and you don't mind serving and you find joy in serving and doing for others, you kind of go wrong with that. I mean, obviously no one's perfect. We're all gonna be making some mistakes here and there, especially if just with life jumping on you, or you got some people, haters out there, actually poking you and prompting you to see how it is that you're going to react. So just an even keel. I say do what makes you smile and do that repeatedly. You're going to find yourself in a good position but in no time.
Awesome.
Even though life is just serving you up some bulonies, you got to find it, bro. You got to actively look for it, bro.
Yeah.
Because you got to find something to fight for.
Yeah.
Either that or you're going to be swept away. So what you going to do? You're going to fight or you're going to be swept?
Yeah.
Me, I'm a fighter.
Yeah.
So I'm going, bro. Let's go.
And I'm not trying to be religious or not trying to be I am trying to be philosophical, but I'm not trying to be religious, not trying to be
Preachy.
But the devil works overtime to ruin our day. That's their job. If you understand that better, you can better understand what you need to do, because we have the authority against it. Knowing just that, you know what I mean?
The thing is
they're not going to
battle's
play with you.
The
They're
battle's
not-
already been won.
The battle's been won. They're not going to play with you. And when it comes, you got the authority. You know already what you got to do. Boom. You know what I mean? Boom, boom, boom. Give it a
The
5 piece.
yeah.
Yeah. And then you moving on, because life is
Turn
too
your attention
valuable.
to what really is the problem, and then remove it.
Yeah. Awesome. Great advice.
Easier said than done, but I
Totally.
mean, you can do
Easier
it.
said than
Start
done.
thinking
You
of it.
can do
Start
it,
thinking
yes.
of it. Yeah.
Manifest those
conscious.
things, man. Manifest those
conscious,
things you
yeah.
want done in your life, and it'll come to pass.
It's like when fingernail, the thing keep on growing. Oh, you go like cut them, right? The thing will get in the way somewhere. You like play piano, maybe you like swipe something.
Scratch your cole.
Maybe you like
Or
point,
you want to be a
point to the-
sprinter.
point
If
to
you
the
want to be a
drive-thru.
sprinter for the
Cutting through the
USA
wind.
team, the
Right?
longer
Yeah.
the better, because
Right?
it cuts through the air
Yeah.
when you're running.
That's
like
pretty
that.
fast.
Yeah, just
That's like 7 calories.
yes.
Or you could just point to the fast food thing you want. I want that. That's one.
Or you can type with your nails, just a nail.
You type up from up here.
Yes.
Or you can dig your nose from over here.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, man. It's all perspective.
You can move your hair like
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. Very good.
That's funny. All right. Lola's husband, Ari White, which you saw yesterday. He
Oh, they
kept
get
asking
plenty
me.
questions, Lola and Ari. Right?
Well,
All
this
right.
one he just asked me. He didn't put it on the social media, but he kept asking me yesterday.
Ah.
He says, "What is better, your firstborn baby or firstborn daughter?"
Wow.
He kept asking me that.
I'll let you answer this one first.
Yeah, well, I have no children. yeah.
I think
That's a him question.
definitely at the moment firstborn child, and then because I have 5 sons and now 1 girl who's 7 months. Oh man, this girl is pretty solid. Having a daughter and raising her, and the companionship we have and the closeness we have, it's a different animal from the boys. You know what I mean? We're close, but this one is different. She with daddy most of the mornings till the early
Yeah,
afternoon.
she even
so-
comes to sauna and cold plunge.
Sana, and
Yeah.
she's right there. You
Yeah,
see them?
yeah.
They're right there. Everyone's, oh, she's over here. She's part of the fabric of
And she giving us all
F45.
smiles, all that.
But I tell you what, it's different. This time in my life, God knew what I needed, and He gave it to me. And He said, yeah, "You will have a child. It'll be a girl."
Yeah.
And I tell you what, she keeps me. She keeps me on the straight and narrow, and it's been awesome, man. It's been an awesome ride. I'm just freaking out that it's been 7 months like that. It's so fast, so fast. So I think those moments when she wakes up at 2 or 3 in the morning, I savor them because they're not gonna last forever. You know what I mean? So I try to savor it as best I can. But yeah, but still, the firstborn child is hard to beat, man. You know that. You know, to carry on your name, boy or girl,
Yeah.
it's pretty
That's
awesome.
One of our past guests, Aloha Mahone, he said, I can't remember what it was, but something like, if you need strength, God will give you a boy or a girl. If you need patience, God will give you a girl, or something like that. I don't know which one it was, but whatever you needed, it was probably
Either
had to do
child,
with the
boy or
girl.
girl, you still need patience.
yeah. So maybe it's patience,
yeah.
girl. If you need strength, you give you a boy or something like that.
Yeah,
Gotta look it
children
up.
in general, patience and
Yeah.
strength. You need it all.
Yeah.
Takes a village for a reason
Yeah.
to raise a child, for
Yeah.
sure. So
And you never want kids.
I need my attorney present at this question. Cheryl Harakaki, I love you. Marionette, Ellis Andrews. I got no comment.
All right. We'll go to the next question. I don't know what this means, but I think you guys might. Drake _GML says, what do you think Adrian Soto is doing nowadays?
Adrian Soto.
Adrian Soto. This guy, he want to go.
Oh.
He want to go on one of the episodes. He want to go.
So
on
Adrian
one of-
Soto was one of the
he's
guests.
one of the. He's the
Japanese
race car driver.
race car driver.
We have
Japanese.
we play a 3-on-3 basketball. We have a Japanese guy, or we have a Sri Poporo guy, and we have a Roko guy, and another Japanese Hauri guy. And Adrian Soto was he was on our team, yeah. Well, my team. I play against him. We did.
What is he doing now? I have no idea.
He's
His
a
try.
chef. He's a chef.
No
in
kidding.
real life, he's a
In
chef.
real life.
In real life, he's a chef.
Yeah. Well, he was an actor that day. He did
Yeah.
pretty well, though.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite episodes. Those two episodes, I could tell you right now.
He reminded me of Shohei Ohtani.
Oh, okay.
You know, where Shohei looks at his interpreter, but he knows full well exactly what is being asked of him because he speaks English very well. But he always turns to the, So Adrian Soto was that guy. He
Everybody get one
understands
friend like
everything.
Adrian Soto. Everybody would get one friend like Adrian Soto.
Yeah.
That's classic, bro.
Good question.
You
good
could tell
question.
he was watching some episodes, bro.
Yeah. This
classic.
next question is a fun one. KB96821. Where's that 96821? What zip code is that? 96821.
Oh,
Ooh,
bro.
what is that?
Oh, I don't know. 96821.
2-1? Was that Waikai?
Whew, no.
25 is Hawai'i.
Because I know Makiki is 2-2.
22. So maybe
So it got to be Honolulu somewhere.
somewhere.
I
Yeah.
don't know. Nalo is 4-4.
Kahala maybe?
Maybe Kahala.
Kahala?
Yeah.
Kaimuki?
Maybe Rabbit
Kamuki?
Island.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. Rabbit Island.
Well, this guy says,
What does he say?
is it possible to do a skit about how horrible Hawaii drivers are? Example, people who drive slow in the fast lane or what each lane is. Slow right lane, driving lane middle, fast lane left.
Well, absolutely. But you know, it would ultimately end up out in a freeway with the slippers hammering, the hair going up, the shirt coming off, and guys bouncing. Or nowadays, but they just come out and just shoot you. So,
But to answer the question, yes,
Yeah.
that skit is easy.
Yeah.
Easy, we can do that skit.
easy.
Easy.
Huh? Huh? And then what?
Ma, he's not going to do shaka. Oh, he didn't do shaka. Okay. He didn't do
Huh?
shaka.
Huh?
Yeah, he did him.
Huh?
He did a shaka. Be
Bob,
good.
Yeah.
If you
I was
never
going
do
to pump my
shaka,
horn, cuz I was going to pump my horn. And not the kind, toot toot, get out of the way. I can pump my horn. Huh? Cuz.
ah,
I mean, which way do you want it to go? I mean, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Or how about the guys wheeling down the whole freeway and going like this, kind of like that. And then
Oh, I see that a lot. Alamana Boulevard. The guys on the bikes, the
Bruh.
motorcycles. They're
What's gonna
standing
happen?
on
bro?
top.
Are you, bro?
I just saw that a couple of days
Oh
ago.
my goodness, bro! I see one
E-bikes,
out in
they doing that
Waimanalo.
on
He
the
was going
e-bikes
in and
too
out,
now.
Yeah.
in and out of the traffic on the e-bikes now, going on the side of the road, everything, bro. It's wow.
crazy.
You get my insurance involved with your stupidity. Why is this?
yeah, it's next
Yeah.
level.
It's a Hawaii thing.
That's when you just bite your tongue and hold it, bro.
Yeah.
Just play Jesus music, 103.5, and just play Jesus music.
funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Where art thou? Thank you, Lord. Oh my goodness,
Bro,
Lord,
in and out, bro. In
it's what
and
the
out.
Lord has done.
In and out.
It's
bro.
what the Lord has done.
You know what? This isn't working. I need one chicken adobo plate. Let's go to Shay's and YPO.
Next question comes from Kuakalo Robinson, my youngest brother. He says, do you still use the same wigs?
Oh no, we got new ones. We got new ones over the years.
Yeah, Fiti Fiti and Hey Hi is going on about.
There's other wigs that we've introduced into the wig, but no, these wigs are they're hard to find too, man. These tight curls one.
Yeah.
We've been trying to look for some over the past year. It's hard to find tight perm wig.
You gotta wash them good. You gotta wash
wash it.
them with the gain, and then you wash them in a bucket, and you shake it out, and you shake it out, and you just let it dry a little bit.
Yeah. Because we become those characters. Once everything goes on, we're not nobody else but those characters. And I think that's the mainstay of those two characters, Fiti and Hey Ha,
That's where we're a sellout.
who ironically are brothers. They're twins. They were born
They're at the same time.
Fiti and Hey Ha
At the same time.
at
Yeah,
the same
checks out.
time.
At the same time.
Yeah, that's the same time
equal.
they came out.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Equal.
Equal. Like, how does that? Hey,
That's
happened.
how, yeah.
Fiti
VT and Hey Ha.
was born feet first, and Hey Ha was born because when he came out,
His head first.
hey ha, hey ha. Mom was like, hey ha. So Fiti and Hey Ha, that's how the twins were born. Because when we're
I've heard the legendary tale.
The
before.
backstory. Yeah.
backstory,
Because
people always go,
we
"Which one are
have
you?"
to know what is our motivation.
Yeah,
We have to
That's-
know what is a motivator for us.
yeah, exactly. We have to be motivated.
What is our motivator? That's the beautiful thing about the Samoan language. They always mess up the conjugation of the verbs. It's fantastic.
That's funny. Okay, and then he follows up. How has comedy changed from back when they started till now? Do you find it harder to write jokes now that the culture has changed a bit?
Funny is funny, The culture can change some parts, but I mean, inevitably the words like choke or can, no can, what? Hemolele oi, what you gonna hemo your slipper? I mean, the pigeon is gonna stay. So I mean, there are different jokes as as it becomes a younger audience, But here in Hawaii, we get so much jokes with so many ethnicities. It's like it's never ending. As long as you can emulate or imitate what it is that our brand of comedy is, I'm thinking that we should have some jokes.
The jokes write themselves.
Yeah, and
Pretty much.
the culturally sensitive period that we went through, I think that's slowly but surely waning away.
They're
We're
tired
getting
of it.
further and further apart because as I'm watching stand up on Netflix and all these other stations, they're going back to where they
don't
used
care anymore.
That's
they were.
right.
They don't care one.
You
bit.
want the truth? You can handle the
But
truth.
when it came out of that season, COVID coming out, they had to change how they would deliver lines for us.
But that was it. But,
never really
But
changed.
that was in the fear of being canceled.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Chappelle, he don't care.
Yeah.
He gonna just straight fire and tell you what it is. You know what I mean? Now, do we use swearing? Do we discuss adult topics? Not really, but we give a counter and we give, we'll hit the bush a little bit, and trim it a little bit more. But, other than that, I mean,
There's a joke in that.
there was two jokes in that.
Two jokes
But
in that.
yeah, I mean, if you get it, you get it. You don't, you don't. We're moving on, and we're moving on.
Watch something else.
You
That's
know what I
how
mean? I really
feel
don't
about it.
care. I really don't care. This isn't for you. We're here to feature this individual, and this is how we're going to do it.
Yeah.
This is how they've decided to run their party or whatever. They bring our brand of humor to the event, which is going to be free, loosey and goosey. There's going to be all kinds of jokes. I mean,
Yeah.
I noticed you guys bring up the COVID, the pandemic a lot. Was that like a really hard time in your career and
it
in
shut
your
down
personal life?
completely. Yeah.
Well-
There was a period where there was nothing.
Yeah.
Everything.
Are we
done.
allowed to-
So I
are we
remember all
allowed to
entertainers,
swear on the
musicians,
show?
like you couldn't do anything.
Until we can use these social media platforms that started up, and
the regulation in itself was just insulting.
the state regulations, yeah.
Just
Because we had some of the strict regulations.
We're blue in the
Regulations.
blue. We're
Yeah.
blue in the blue.
bluest.
We're
Yeah,
blue in the
bluest.
blue.
Yeah.
blue by.
Let's not
you.
even get started with
Yes.
the blue versus the red because
Yeah.
then
But you know what? We were able to
it
work
was brutal.
around it.
It was brutal.
Work around
The
it.
brutal.
And
The
so
rich
that was
got.
In fact, we talked about, do we count it? Do we count it as 27 years? Yeah, it's counted. We
we're
went
trying to
past it.
forget it, but
You know,
you
it's
count
part
it.
of it.
It
Yeah.
was it was brutal for me personally. It was
We ended up
absolutely brutal.
we did a lot of community work from that, and like for example, there's fires in Lahaina. We've gone back repeatedly to basically just bring joy and happiness to the community there. A lot of times we're just giving away stuff, from soap suds to daily necessities, but mainly to encourage a community that they're not by themselves. We're in it with them.
It's
And
the
so that was
interaction,
cool.
you know.
You know, is we our business has now grown to do a lot more community events and stuff like it. And not too many people can do that.
And that's
Being
a
able to-
and that's a really good testament as to being able to leverage what it is that we've done. Now you can bring us into the community, and facilitate, help to facilitate, and become a means of,
Right.
So, yeah, long road, bro. Long road, man.
Well, I'm happy it's over too. It was such a divisive period of time.
It still is.
The vaccine, not vaccine.
No.
Then politics getting involved.
And then the truth comes
can't
out.
horny, can't hug.
How about the truth? How about the truth comes out, and what it is that who was hiding, and just being disingenuous. You know what I mean? It's like, if you're gonna be one of our leaders, how about you just be forthright in where it is and what it is that you can do what?
Yeah.
Why is it that you need to hide behind some Yeah.
Yeah. I see a lot of things coming out these days. Like I just saw something recently about Facebook. Like Google or Mark Zuckerberg was saying that Google made him censor everything or whatever.
He
Censored
came out
it.
and he said that
And he said it.
He's sorry for it. He wish he didn't do it, but he had to censor a
Right?
lot of
And then they
stuff.
gaslight you for saying what it is that you say, and then
I know people that
Getting-
lost their jobs and got
Okay,
fired for
okay,
all that stuff.
correct.
Too.
accountability. Accountability now. Okay, we can come back to that word accountability. Well, that never happened. And then, so who's accountable? What is just what? Lives are ruined? People died by themselves? What? From just something that was just now found to be a common virus now out there as it mutates, like the influenza virus, of
like
which
the
it
flu.
is that we all get, and the list goes on. So,
Yeah.
you know,
That's I think the government or like I don't know who it is, like the medical, whatever, the media, maybe mainstream media has lost a lot of credibility since that. And I think it's these independent platforms that people really gravitate towards now.
Yeah.
what's the special interest?
Yeah.
And the lobbyists, it's where the money is.
Like follow the money.
It's the money,
Sponsored
bro.
by
It's the
Pfizer.
money. I mean, you see it all the time now. Oh, here, take this drug, and then you can do this. But here are the side effects. Well, just because we tell you the side effects, that relieves us from our responsibility? No, they do. They sell it all. They find out what happens. Then, did you have cancer? Your kidneys fail? Did you hit all of this? Did you take? It's Prilosec. Oh, well, maybe let's not call out whatever, but it's the common things that they put out there and say what's just to make money. And then they'll just, we got some money over here, and if you've been affected by this, then here, we'll pay you off. But in the big scope, this is what it does. So is it really helping?
Yeah.
Or is it more divisive?
Yep, all the corruption. And then, you can even dive deeper into like everything going on here and like the housing and like where's the money going to and how much money we had extra after all of that stuff.
I just want to know how much 15 billion could have done for this state.
Yeah, or even what was it? Maui people got like $700 or something, and after the Lahaina fires, and they gave like 3 billion extra to Ukraine. Like they're like, oh, sorry, we gave you too much, but here's an extra, whatever.
Okay, so could that be taken as betrayal? How do you feel? That's definitely not standing behind the people of Lahaina. If you say we're the 50th state,
Yeah.
aren't we the 50th state? Don't we deserve so? I was just wondering.
Nah, just send the tourists here. That's all. That's all I care about.
Right? Right? And
Yeah.
you serve them and you be happy at your job.
Yeah.
Dum, 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 dum.
Yeah.
Housekeeping.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyways, getting back to the social media question, we got a few more. Kalea Pea says, what's your superpower?
My superpower?
Superpower.
Superpower. is being able to educate and being able to, especially our younger generation, the kids. Go to a lot of schools and we see a lot of kids at these events, community events, but being able to have them enrich their lives through education about, doing stuff naturally, being able to eat properly and exercise and release certain chemicals within their mindset so they can, be a better individual. So is being able to teach them. That's a superpower we have. Oh, I have. Yeah.
Kumu.
Yeah.
My superpower would be my olfactory senses. I can detect 1 part per million within the atmosphere, anywhere between 30 and 40 feet. I also have the ability for mimicry in any and all languages. All I have to do is hear you speak for 5 seconds, and then I could return with some gibberish in that. And then that's about it.
You are really good at impressions. Well, both of you. I think that's what I think having that under your belt as a comedian is like a superpower in itself.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because, you can draw upon that card at any time. At any time.
And it's always funny.
It's always fun.
It's always funny.
Mimicry, you know what I mean? Especially, too, if you've had some type of interaction with a person of that sort. Like, you want to just get a great laugh, I'll just say 2 things. Call a Filipino yard man for an estimate, and then call the Samoan tree trimmers for an estimate. I'm telling you right now, that will in itself will brighten your day.
Yep.
That's just going straight to the culture right there.
Yeah. What about this question? I think this is a good one from Kenny Hune.
Yeah,
He
Kenny Hoodie.
says, is the Bradas bringing back Kenny Hune?
Oh my! Of course you would ask.
Of course you did. Kenny Hoodie, you had your time. And you did it right. Kenny Hoodie did choke stuff,
We've done a lot of work with Kenny Hune.
Give him an opportunity.
And does it mean we'll never work with him again? I don't know. It depends.
Right? If something funny comes up, right,
yeah.
Kenny? But then, some people would think us that we taking advantage of you, but no, you taking advantage of us.
You have this clip you can cut. He's asking.
Yeah.
Right?
Kenny Hune. We will certainly work with you again. It's just a matter of what skit or a sketch we have coming up, but when, we have no idea. Yeah.
Okay, stay tuned for that.
Stay tuned. Kenny Hune, by the way, is a guy that has been on our show numerous times, and
He used to run with Kaleo.
he used to run with Kaleo. Well, actually, with us first, and then Kaleo picked him up, and then he started doing live events with Kaleo. And then, I don't know, he went on to bigger and better things. He got big time, huh? Yeah.
He's on that storage commercial, yeah?
Storage commercial now.
Well, self-storage.
Yeah.
Several.
Kenny Hune. Like Mene Hune, but Kenny style. Kenny style.
So therein lies the joke. But Kaleo is the one who named him. So,
Kenny Hune. Awesome.
that in itself is a joke.
That's correct.
So,
Okay. Last question comes from my stepdad, who's married to my mom, who's a Kamehameha grad.
Oh, right.
Classmates with Kaunasai.
Oh, right.
even I know to say Imoa.
He says, would the Bradas eventually evolve into the uncles? Is there a lot more material possibilities to see the characters age? I know maybe we heard of the grandpas.
Right?
wheelchair.
Aging of the character.
Yeah.
Right? Case in point, Bully and Bush,
Bully
right?
and Bush,
The eternal 15-year-old.
Yeah,
Dad,
who's now in
Dad,
college. Yeah.
he's not going to do an NIL to you, Dad.
Yeah, because Bully was 15 years. No, actually, Bully was 12 years old, playing for the Big Boys League,
Yeah.
and then he's
20
grow
years.
up,
Yeah.
and now he's going to the college.
Well, he's
Yes.
trying to get to the
D7,
college.
Division 7,
Division 7.
with a full / part scholarship is paid for the
No,
books.
it's a full half of a ride.
Full half of her right.
It's a full
Dad,
half of a
I'm
ride.
gonna be professional if you let me. But now the character is getting older.
Yeah.
But
See? So I mean,
can it
that's
be
when,
the uncles or the
that's
grandpas,
when-
the papas?
I don't know, bro.
The characters are evolving. Like, Auntie T and Uncle Bijo.
They have evolved to a
Yeah,
degree. Some
yeah.
some evolve, some don't evolve.
They
Some
just stay those characters.
some are
you
going
know?
just
They're
to
living
be
somewhere in
them.
the multiverse, yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
You know, like
It's like whoever thought Beetlejuice would come back after 40 years.
Oh, yeah.
Or 35
and the
years.
same guy.
And the same
And
guy.
the same guy, bro.
Well, that's pretty cool, right?
That's nuts, bro.
Yeah.
You
Even
know,
Back to the Future, they
Back to
they
the
made
Future.
a kind of recent one,
You
yeah.
see?
Yeah. So,
You know, so I mean, you know, and that's the reason why we do character acting, because the longevity is there.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? We love living here and working in Hawaii. You know, don't get me wrong. Hey, who wouldn't want to do a Marvel movie? But is that the goal? No.
Mhm.
The goal is to be a working actor here in Hawaii on our own terms.
Mhm.
So, you know, I think we've been able to achieve that. And for me, you know, just to be able to wake up every morning and to be able to see that sunset, I mean, sunrise, see the sunset, go to the beach, go to the mountain, go to Kauai, go to Maui, go play with a tiger shark. You ever touch a 13-foot tiger shark?
I don't plan on doing
Right?
it.
You ever pick a pee, he's so big, the thing jump on your eye and attack you, right? I mean, you know, all of that kind of stuff. That's the kind of stuff that I have value for.
Mhm.
I think
Awesome.
we're going to be doing this for a while, but I've been delving into the stand-up arena. I like stand-up too, man.
Mm.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because no dressing up. You just
Just show up as yourself.
show up as yourself.
Well, he's Mr. Ho'omale Male. You know, I mean, you know,
That-
for the
that's
hour
pretty
or
cool.
2 hour, you know, within the gig itself, you know,
Yeah.
that's we're doing
Loving that.
stand up. We're
Yeah.
doing stand up. So, you know, should we tackle a few things? Yeah, he's been writing some things. I've been
Ooh,
writing some
awesome.
things. We may jump into that and
That was-
you know,
I'll come out to that show.
right, and
Yeah.
have a little conversations and whatnot.
Absolutely.
But the
Cool.
characters give us, you know, an infinite amount of time because us as actors, we become that character.
Mhm.
So now we're able to, you know, show you what it is that we want to show you.
Okay. He follows up with, do the Bradas have gigs on the continent / have the Bradas ever performed outside the U.S.?
Not outside the U.S.
Not
but-
outside the U.S.,
but
but on the
we've been-
continent.
Yeah, in the Vegas, Seattle,
got
Like a
Washington,
local crew. Like
couple.
local crowd.
Washington
Yeah.
coming up for Christmas for a company, a sister company of company here in Hawaii.
Oh, that
So,
must be awesome for them to get a little taste of Hawaii up there, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Hear
they got a lot of
pigeon,
local ties.
yeah.
This company, so we're going up to do their Christmas party up there. Being
Yeah.
that they've had to travel here for it, now they're bringing us up there, so it's kind of cool.
Yeah. They probably
Yeah.
get all the holiday coworkers asking, hey, what does that mean when they say that?
Yeah,
You know, and the presentation that we put it into, we kind of set it as such that you're gonna get the joke. You know what I mean? Like if you got half a brain, you're gonna get it.
A full half.
A full half.
Full
It's
half.
It's a full half of a brain.
Okay, and last question. How do you deal with drunk hecklers? Is it better to just ignore them? Have you ever had any drunk hecklers?
Nah.
no, we haven't.
Nah.
They might.
They might say a few things here and there, but ultimately, I mean, yeah, there's no head.
We've had drunk people in the background in a bar, which unfortunately was inside of the event that we're doing. And they were just carrying on. So they were loud, but we just got louder. And then, you know, we'll call them out on a couple of things that only the people listening could hear. They couldn't
Yeah.
hear it.
You
But
just kind of play
Yeah,
into it.
you got to work with what you're
Yeah,
with what you're given. So,
But from what I understand, the best thing to do is either ignore or you say something so good that they just got to shut down. They're
just-
like, oh my God, I don't know why I said that. And
Right.
Yeah, they just kind of get embarrassed.
see, and that's the timing. You know,
Yeah.
you only get 2 beats, maybe 3.
Yeah.
So you better make it good if you're going to engage. So
Because if you engage and they keep coming back, then you're stuck.
Yeah.
And that makes it really, really tough for the artists up on stage.
ultimately, you got the mic. So
You're in control. You got the authority.
And if it gets so bad, they be escorted out anyway.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Ultimately, that's your trump card.
Yeah.
Here, watch this. Security.
Cool. Well, mahalo everybody for the social media fan questions. Make sure you leave some for our next guest, and maybe your question will make it on the podcast. I like to ask all of my guests this question when we come to this point of the podcast about keeping it aloha. It's the name of the show. So I want to know, in your life, how do you keep it aloha?
Ooh, how do you keep it aloha? We're going to come back to that word accountability. And I just going to say, just, put God first. You're going to put God first. Everything else kind of works its way in. You kind of have a plan. You think you have a plan. And then life happens. And it really teaches you how to be able to dance with life. Because if you don't dance with life, whew, she's going to step all over your toes and hurt all your feelings. And it's not going to be too much fun. Walk with humility through life. Don't be ashamed to be a servant. Doesn't mean that you need to be walked on. Doesn't mean that you don't have an opinion. But, with humility and respectfulness, that should take you pretty far.
Awesome.
That's pretty good right there. I mean, he said everything I was going to say and just
Word for word, yeah.
word for word.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then I was-
Girls, stop it.
yeah, that's good.
Girl, you can be-
Minerva.
Minerva ke o kai na ika pono ela.
Yeah.
O lelo Hawaii vale no mai ka inui loa.
I would say that and just love on people. Just love them. When in doubt, just love on them. That's it. And knowing that Jesus, when he walked this earth, he was the founder of Aloha. He never judged anybody. He never forced anything on anyone. He used parables and stories, but they were relatable. And if you ask anyone, he was the master of being relatable. That's it. Aloha is relating to people and just loving on them, regardless of their background, their ethnicity, their size, their age, their weight. Just love on them. And if you do that, that's the genesis of Aloha.
At least if you're willing to do it, you know what I mean? Because you're gonna fail here and there. Like it's just you're not perfect, but your attitude to be willing. Okay. That's what I want. What do you look for in a good employee? You might not know how to do the job yet, but you want someone who's willing, who's going to approach you with a positive attitude. Just bring the positivity. Bring the positivity and just let it fly. You're going to make mistakes. We're all going to make mistakes. So just dust them off, put some Neosporin, whatever. Maybe even put some red dirt. You know what I mean? Some of you put the red
now
dirt.
No more dirt, it's all turf, yeah, at the school,
turf.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
The rubber pellets.
Yeah, put the rub some
pellets.
rubber pellets into them. Okay, well, mahalo for sharing that. I'm curious to know if I'm somebody that has never seen the Braddahs. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I am from here. Maybe I'm not. I've never heard it. How would you describe yourself to them?
I would say something like Saturday Night Live or something
local version
like,
of that.
In Living Color.
Okay.
But then you take it and you put it in the Pacific. And then every ethnic background that is Pacific Islanders. And then every ethnic background that comes to visit us from the other side. That's what the Braddahs is.
That's good.
Far,
It's
yeah.
the local Saturday Night Live. I watched a movie last night, and I saw the trailer of the Saturday Night Live movie coming out. I didn't know they were making one.
Wow,
Yeah.
I didn't even know that either.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one. The
It's
local
about
Saturday
time.
Night.
It's
That
about
would be cool if we had like a local Saturday Night Live, though. Is that a thing that you guys Because we got a lot of.
Can we get some sponsors? That kind of media? Yeah. That's what makes it go,
definitely
brother.
get some sponsors.
That's what makes it go,
Local
bro.
Saturday, and
I'll
it's got to
tell
be
you right
live.
now.
It's got to be live.
Listen to me. We
We have a lot of great people.
We have a ton of fantastic actors, a ton of fantastic musicians that could host, and a ton of fantastic skits and things that we could say, what if? A lot of work, though. A lot of writing, you know. But,
I'm going to put that out.
Yeah,
we
put
can
it out
leverage
there.
it,
We put it
bro.
out in the universe. There might be a
that
company
would
out
be
there saying, you know what?
amazing.
Let's have a local Saturday Night Live.
and then you could televise it, and then you could put it on TV, and then you could put it in the social media,
People can
and
have
the YouTube.
actors come up from that, so that could be a stepping stone to like more things.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Right? A little bit expensive, Hawaii, but
Yeah.
Can do it.
I know guys with some money.
Yeah.
Not all of them, but I know some.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna put that out there. We put some feelers out after this.
Yeah,
Maybe after
write it
this
out.
comes out. Maybe we'll cut this clip.
Nice.
Tag HTA, CNHA, the people OHA.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, the
never
people with the
know.
big money.
Oh, well,
Yes. Yeah.
yeah. Huh?
Yeah.
Right? Culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Comedy.
Yeah. Mark Zuckerberg, if you like, give us
Not a mark.
half of your money,
on,
maybe.
not a mark.
What?
Come on.
That's loose change. Your loose change on top of the dresser
Loose
drawer.
change, man. Loose
Give
change,
us
man.
that.
Right there, loose change, right there, in the
Yeah.
ashtray.
Yeah.
In the
The
ashtray,
ashtray.
just give it to us, right there. Come on, Mark.
Yeah.
You
Dwayne
know,
The Rock
come on,
Johnson,
come
Oprah,
on.
the guy
Come
who
out
owns
there and we
Lanai.
validate. We'll come out there and validate your rock wall.
Okay, we'll see if that happens. You guys have had an amazing career, and I would love to know at this point of your life, what are you most proud of?
Oh, putting my kids through school and providing them with a house and looking back on their lives and now raising up my daughter, of course. Yeah, proud that they were able to live, a little above the mediocrity line of life, especially just living in Hawaii.
Sorry,
Being able to raise your family in Hawaii. Yeah.
Awesome.
That's
Yeah.
pretty awesome. Yeah.
Being assimilated into the culture. We're part of the culture now with Hawaii, with, like how Andy was and,
And still is.
and yeah,
Just still is.
part of, it just as the fabric is laid out and, you keep pushing it out and, you see who comes before you and then, to be a part of that. And then, to have Hawaii accept that and say, hey, who's those guys? That's the Braddahs. Right there. To hear that word used in a positive sense. Who's that? Oh, okay, my brother. Okay, my brother. And you like, people don't even know me. And I'll hold the door open and then you walk out from the gas station. Hey, thanks, there, brother. I kind of just laugh to myself like, that's so cool, man. Like, you don't even know, but yeah, So, having an effect on, our culture and being able to bring pidgin English and, the uniqueness of our culture to the forefront with pride.
Yeah.
And being able to say, hey, funny is funny. Check this out.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What is one thing you wish people knew about you that they don't?
Ooh, might have to get the lawyer on that.
What am I legally allowed to
Wait. I've shared this numerous times, especially in the last couple of years, that Maya Angelou, who I met in Puerto Rico,
Oh, you made
and
it. That's cool.
this was while I was living in Florida. I had auditioned for a show. I went to Puerto Rico with a bunch of us, and she was sitting next to me. I had no idea this was Maya. I didn't even know who Maya was, So I was young. I was 19, and she was there, fairly young, and she's kind of prophesying over me that I would, at one point in time, telling me that you're going to impact a lot of people's lives. You're going to come in front of many, many people, and not really knowing who I was and where I was from. The only reason I knew that was Maya is because when my friend came to sit next to me, African American, he started crying, and I'm like, "Why are you crying?" And he said, "Oh, you know who you're talking to?" I'm like, "No." And he says, "Maya Angelou," and I was like, and had no idea who that was until obviously following that, I found out who she was and what she stood for. And so, she that's the first time I heard that story, that you're going to affect lives. They're not going to remember everything you say to them, everything you do to them. They're going to always remember how you make them feel. That was like, that made no sense to me. But looking back on it, makes all the sense to me.
That's,
So,
that's so funny you bring that up
Yeah.
because so going into this episode, I thought about you guys. You had the Bradas. And so I was in the Peace Corps and I learned that quote from Maya Angelou, from our Peace Corps director.
Yeah.
And so she said, she told a whole story about when she was in the Peace Corps and like how like later on, the people will remember all the things that she did. You might not see it at the moment. You might not remember what they did, what they said. So she shared that quote. and it always stuck with me. So I've shared it on the podcast before. So coming to this episode, I was like, the Braddahs. I can't remember specific skits growing up. I can't remember exactly the things that they said, the things that they did, but I remember the wigs. I remember the teeth. I remember how they made me feel growing up.
That's it.
And I thought about Maya Angelou, and I thought of you guys. So I was gonna bring that up in the beginning.
That's it.
So
And we get that all the time.
yes,
Come
like
on, we get that all the time. They
like
say,
getting chicken skin right now, but like, because that is what you guys are to me, is
Fantastic.
this legend.
Right
You
on.
guys have cemented your legacy in Hawaii and comedy and entertainment. And I don't remember all the things that you guys did, but I remember how every time I was cracking up,
That's good.
how you guys made me feel, how you made all the
That's it.
people in Hawaii feel. So
That's it. Because we get that so much that we always said, oh, which skit you remember? And they're like, oh, I don't know.
There's too many.
There's too,
There's too many.
Yeah.
It's
And-
the resonance.
Yeah.
It's like how you say, it's how you make people feel, which is like, like what you said, your superpower. One of my other superpowers is discernment. Being able just to get a vibe, Everybody get a little bit of one discernment thing, you know what I mean? One vibe to one degree, For me, the most, I guess something that they would know is I'm not Hawaiian. I'm Italian Filipino. But my culture is Hawaiian. That's my culture. I'm going to rep Hawaii from now to the end. I'm going to be proud of Hawaii from now to the end. Irregardless of where it is we are now, what Hawaii stands for in the world, and what our culture was pre, during, and what it's going to be before, next. When people say, where you from? I'm from Hawaii.
yeah,
And then they look at you with this, wow, you're lucky. I'm like, yeah, yeah. But it's a cognitive effort to be able to live here.
Yeah.
And to be able to not only live, but to thrive, Comes back to your frame of mind. Where is it and how is it that you're going to approach something? If you approach it with humility, then you're not going to be above learning something new. Learn something new every day, bro. A new word in a different language, something. Apply it. See how it can make someone smile. The gift of laughter, just to be able to say 2 words to someone and have them smile, and you be on your way with no expectation.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I've said it before, like, what matters more to me is how you are as a person, as a human, rather than you are as like a Hawaiian, a Japanese, a Filipino. That stuff don't matter. We're all human.
Right.
So if you do something nice to me, you hold the door open. I'm not gonna be like, that's one nice Hawaiian. I'm gonna say that's a nice guy, right?
Right.
So
Right.
I think because we
Thanks,
talk about
brother.
culture, we talk about identity, we kind of put those things under a microscope, and sometimes maybe we put too much into thinking about that stuff, where you take a step back, we look at the macro view. We're all just human, we're all just bradas, sisters,
Yes.
that's what we are. So
Yes, we are.
Yes.
Yes,
Well
we are.
said.
this is a great way to end the podcast. So cool about the Maya Angelou moment. Before I get into your life hack, because we already got half of a life hack, a full half of one life hack. Now we get the full life hack from the Bradas. What is the future of the Bradas? I know you said you want to do this for a long time. Is there any shows coming up? Is there anything you're working on right now? Big projects? Anything you can talk about legally?
Yeah. Being a producer, you're always going to be creative, and you're gonna look at a leverage point of where it is and how it is you can present the next show, the next comedy bit, the next skit. I'm kind of working on a hot rod show.
Like the movie Hot Rod.
No, like a hot rod, like Hot Wheels.
Oh, okay.
Like a hot rod show.
Actual Hot.
Yeah.
My
like-
mind automatically went to that comedy movie with.
You see, right there. Now the relatability, and now we can bring in the term hot rod because that's a 60s term, 50s, 60s, 70s term back in the day. And then, what is it now? Fast and the Furious now, right? So, that maybe doing some independent film work with in Olelo.
Oh, awesome.
Just maybe some short streams of consciousness for the Hawaii Film Festival, something like that. Kind of pressing on that, just kind of pushing some things and seeing what pops up. And
Awesome. Well, I suppose as somebody who Olelo Hawaii, I would love to see more of that. They did that with The Wind
Absolutely.
and the Reckoning on a bigger screen. They got the
Absolutely.
movie Kukini coming out. The Paula
Absolutely.
is doing.
And then, was it the Chief of War?
Chief of War, yeah.
Maybe you're a purist and you're gonna be all habut because they never do Hawaiians over here and this and that. But you put yourself 2-3 stages back now, and now you're seeing the culture being perpetuated. What is it that you can do that's more specific, that could bring more to the culture? That's what I'm looking at. Because I'm going to tell you, after the Chief of War, the culture is so strong and so powerful. They're going to want more. Where are the smaller stories? That's kind of what I'm working on.
Awesome.
So, plus two, my feelings was hurt, and now it's not hurt so much. I'll be doing some healing. So you got to find yourself a little bit and be able to look, see what's worth fighting for. Yeah.
Amazing.
That's good.
Yeah. What about you, Tony?
Yeah,
I know you're really into health. I mean, I see
definitely
you
in
doing
the lines
there.
of that, and going back to our roots. Got hopefully some grants that we're working on for 2025, dealing with just that, specifically Kukini runners of old and what it meant to the village and the chiefs and the warriors of time, because these Kukini runners are some of the best runners in the world, but it's been lost. As soon as colonization came over, they got rid of them because you had horse and carriage. No need messengers, no need runners. And they literally overnight were gone. So what did it mean to the people and telling that story? Voyagers is another story. Voyagers of old and are not compared to now, but what it meant to the wellness of the people as a whole. So you're talking, the sanctity and the evenness of the entire culture as they were going through time, and how that was important to them, how the ebb and flow of living life and exercise, and it was all part of it. Having to go and get your own food, make your food, and then you exercising, your mind, your body, your soul. How was that integrated? And going back to that, surfing is another one. What that meant to the Hawaiian people and the fun and all of it. So telling those stories in a way and doing it in a way that's production valued, and hopefully being able to share that with the world, not just Hawaii, but share that with the world, how that was important to the people of Hawaii. So
cool. Yeah. Well, can't wait to see it. Are you going to be doing the Honolulu Marathon coming up?
No, I'm training for the week after, which is on Big Island of Hawaii. It's called the Bird Marathon. So it's from the volcano down into Hilo.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, it's the week after Honolulu. Some people run it back to back. That's not me.
Yeah.
So I'm going to skip Honolulu, get ready for that one.
Okay, awesome.
Which is 7 days out. But I will be running the day before Honolulu, the Merry Mile, and that's just to see how fast you can run the mile.
What's your
Last year I had a 6:58. So this year
you ran a 6:58 last year?
6:58 last year. So
how old are you?
I'm 56 now, but that was nothing. My friend who's 72 ran a 6:45, so I wanted to bump him off the thing. But
do you remember your fastest mile as a kid, or like?
Oh yeah, I ran a 4:42.
4:42
as a high school runner, but I got into states with that. But they were running like 4:16, 4:20, something like that at that time.
Wow!
And now you get high schoolers running sub-4. So
yeah, they're crazy.
Me, I just run pole to pole.
You run
I run pole to pole.
Light pole to light pole.
Pole to pole, bro. Pole to pole, right there.
Slippers on hand.
Light pole to light pole. Do what you want. $5. Challenge me. I put the $5. Let's ball right there. Yeah. What?
You still can sprint though.
You get the quick acceleration, not the endurance. Yeah.
Bruh. 26.2 miles.
That's the
Woo.
difference between a running back and a receiver, right there.
Right?
There you go.
Yeah, they go for
There
the
you go.
long haul. They go for
There
the
you go.
sevens and the streaks.
Yeah, you're just trying to average 4 to 5 yards a carry.
right here, bro.
That's all.
Bro,
Quick.
110%. Off.
Yeah.
Right to the puka.
Give me the $5. Thank you very much. What?
That's
I never
funny.
said I was going to win. I just said I race you for $5.
Semantics.
right? And then they laughing and no can breathe and they say, give me that 5. Dude.
Oh, that's a Portuguese joke waiting to happen.
Bro,
Yeah.
it's bro. You gotta see it on the street, bro. It's literally like almost like mini chicken fight. It's mini chicken fight. What? These two guys going to race?
Yeah.
What? Hey, that's the guy from the Bradas. Yeah, that's right.
Wait, has this
brother.
actually happened?
Yeah,
Listen to me.
happened.
This actually happens. Bro, okay.
So,
That
like, more than once. More than once.
and I have junk in a pod for more than $1,000 before. Okay, best out of 5.
Wow. That's funny. No need to go Vegas.
Bro,
Just junk it forward.
make my hands sweat just thinking about it right now.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But that's
Yeah.
for real, bro.
That's
Okay.
for real.
Awesome.
So,
Well-
by the way, what, you like racing for $5?
Not on the body I got right now. You would win.
Ooh, Hawai'i, I get my hookers high.
Those are comfortable.
Wait, man, get my hookers, bro.
Because
Right
I'll
there.
film it.
Nordstrom Rack. Nordstrom Rack. You gotta pay full
If
price.
I wasn't injured, I would go right outside on this pavement,
Right
Kupini
here,
style,
right here.
barefoot.
Right now.
We go around the parking lot.
And go pro.
GoPro.
And
The
go
360
pro.
camera.
And go pro. Hey, maybe
That
that's
would
the
be
next
hilarious.
episode. Yeah, man. And we're live here on the streets of Waikiki.
We'll plan that. 2025, well, after I get my surgery, I'm good to go.
What you doing? Knee surgery?
Yeah, so I'm doing knee surgery and I might be doing shoulder surgery because
Wait, how old are you?
I'm 31.
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, so my knee, I have this condition called bipartite patella where my kneecap didn't fuse as a kid. So it's in 2 pieces. And it's usually asymptomatic, but over the last year, I did marathon, soccer, F45, surfing, like everything. It got too bad. So my knees just couldn't handle it anymore. So I got to put screws in them and do like a bone marrow transplant into it too.
Whoa. It's a big one.
Yeah, they said it's a pretty quick procedure and it's like 4 to 6 months.
You're going to heal fast, though.
Yeah,
because
and
you're
then
already-
with all the things we got, PRP, stem cell, whatever it is, I look into a peptide,
Yeah.
contrast therapy. I'm sure I'll have the good resources. So
yeah, or you can just go traditional and just slap some kulolo on
I
it.
thought you said just cut them off.
Just slap it on.
Take kulolo.
Put kulolo
Over it.
and tea leaf.
Yes.
And tea leaf and wrap them.
That's one-
And after in the morning you can eat the
That
kulolo.
is some good advice from Kukulolo.
Kukulolo. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's it. Kubu kukulolo. Hey, maybe that's a new one. Eh?
Yeah, cool.
Cuckoo with the kupuna.
Yeah. You know what I would love to see is like how Avengers, you guys watch the Avengers?
Right.
And they got all the people teaming up.
Right.
I would love to see like some skits with like you and maybe the younger people, like Tumua, Xavier.
yes.
Like, that would be so cool to see
they
for
gotta
us
be
as an
game, man.
audience.
They gotta
Yeah.
be game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you gotta follow suit too, and then you gotta show up for the day, and then you know,
I guess it's harder when you got money and business involved. Where back in the day, it was like YouTube is people
do
just
it.
doing it. Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
do it.
Now it's a little
Now-
different. Oh, gotta talk to my manager.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta.
Yeah.
It's not just like sure, we just make something fun happen.
if
Yeah.
you like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
if you like,
It would have to be sponsored by something. so
Correct.
that-
if you like,
Correct.
Yeah.
if 2 guys say yeah,
Yeah.
can.
Can.
It would
Yeah.
be so cool just
Yeah.
as the audience to see that the merging of like
But
the
I will say this:
generations.
if Jake Paul like box me, Jake, no, let's raise some money, man. I'll take half my purse. I give the other half to
we'll do them at Cool
local
Ranch.
charities.
Huh?
Cool Ranch.
The Valley of the
Let's go,
King.
Jake.
Yeah.
Can box with Uncle. I know
And then
Jake.
after that, he raced. No, he raced before. Tire him out.
Yeah, and who are going to race? Who are going who
You're
are
going
going
to
to call
raise
out?
Jake,
Jake
Paul's
Paul.
brother.
Yeah.
Logan.
The Bradas.
The Logan.
Call 'em
That
out.
right
Bradas
there.
against
It'll market
the
itself.
Bradas
The
against the
Bradas
Bradas.
versus the
Jake and
Paul
Logan
Bradas.
Paul.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah. Oh, this might be the longest
Pull to
podcast
pull.
we ever did in the history of podcasts. This.
Pull to pull.
Yeah.
Pull to pull. Pull to
Pull
pull.
to pull.
Right there. Oh, that's a t-shirt, bro.
Yeah.
Put the two
Pull to
with
pull.
the slipper.
Pull to pull.
Pull
Yeah.
to pull. You go. Huh? $5.
So before we end the podcast, I gotta know what is your life hack.
My life hack. What's a life hack to get through with life?
No,
easy?
like like a hack
Like
for
a
this.
cheat?
If you take this piece right here
You
and
put-
you put it in your slipper,
Yeah,
it makes
yeah.
you feel better. It's
Yeah.
it's a hack.
Yeah, yeah.
Life-
Something to make your life easier,
Life
more
hack.
efficient.
Yeah.
Oh.
What's your life hack?
You wasn't in the sauna with us when we went over this.
Be organized. Be organized. Pay attention to detail.
How? What's a life hack for it?
Pay attention. Just the particulars in life. I don't know.
Be observant.
Just because details all the picture. Everything that's in, you got to pay attention to it to, I don't know, to know where you're at.
I got you.
I mean, just paying attention. Just paying attention.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Nanaka maka, holohe ka pepeao.
All the way, bro. Just
Pa'akoaha, ana kalima.
knowing your
That's what it is.
surroundings, just knowing where you are.
That's good.
You're not gonna be one victim. I don't like being a victim.
Yeah.
Why? And then you gone, bro. What? Gone, bro. Let somebody else. Yeah, I don't like you, Dad.
Okay. Awesome. All right. So I have my last fast fave 5 questions. These are rapid fire answers, okay?
One word answers.
No. Just rapid fire. Like you think of it fast. First thing that comes to mind.
Got it.
Favorite post skit snack?
Well, I like the wonton chips.
Oh,
for me.
the maebo.
I'm going with zippy shoyu chicken.
Oh, I never had the shoyu chicken. I always get the Korean chicken.
Not bad, bro. Not
Yeah.
bad.
Okay,
Not
I'll go
bad.
try them out. Favorite memory together?
The first performance on stage. Hey, you better
You
not
guys
be
both-
teaching us about huh?
Yeah, that was the birthing of the
classic.
Bradas. So
Or-
that's a good one.
Yeah, and then the other time we was talking at the pool, and when egg came flying in from literally the other building over, bro.
Wow.
But we can't go into
Yeah.
super details with that one.
Wow.
But yeah,
Guy threw it from like the 20th floor. It's
20th
crazy.
floor, and
Yeah.
hit us on the table.
Wow.
I said, "Bruh, that's amazing. Good one."
That's
Yeah,
some good aim.
That's crazy.
That's pretty funny.
That's
bro.
crazy.
Egg.
Yeah.
Okay. Favorite guilty pleasure?
Anytime cookies, man. Anytime. And right now, I love cookies. So.
More than 3 Liliha Bakery Cocoa Puffs.
Ooh.
Ooh, because one going down, and you said, "Hey, where did it go?"
Yeah. I will admit, I thought Crumble was a joke, but having been there maybe 6 times,
the cookie place?
cookie place, having been there 6 times in the last 2 weeks, it's the real deal
It's
if
good.
it comes to
I've had it
Crumble.
before.
Wow. Who makes a cookie like that?
Yeah.
Cookies, bro. Cookies are
Thank
just
you, God.
the all-time.
Appreciate it.
That's my
Favorite cookie?
go-to. All of them.
No discrimination.
No, this-
Bro, no discrimination, especially
They
those
all
with.
end up in the same place.
But I will say,
especially
Chick-fil-A.
especially those with macadamia nuts.
I will say Chick-fil-A has an awesome double chocolate
bad,
chip
not
cookie right out of the oven.
to be rivaled by Costco's double cookie. warmed up.
That
Warmed
Costco.
up.
I've never had
Costco's
that.
warm cookie.
Wait, you get them
Wow.
at the food court?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They just
Oh, yeah.
started it maybe a month or so
Oh,
ago.
yeah.
It's crazy.
Oh, I gotta check them out.
Oh,
wow.
yeah.
have a
That
weekly
cookie is
Costco trip.
amazing.
Watch this one.
Okay,
Yeah.
You'll be
I'll
back.
check them out. Okay. Favorite travel destination?
Someplace where you're getting paid.
Yeah. Wow.
Work trip.
Japan, bro. Japan during the winter months. Going snowboarding in Japan.
Oh,
I think
that's
any place with snow.
Or snowboarding
yeah.
in Whistler.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I've been to Whistler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And last one, favorite TV show or movie?
I'm gonna go with Nacho Libre,
Oh,
and I'm gonna go with Tropic Thunder.
oof,
I'm going
both
to go
good
with
ones.
TV series, probably Seinfeld, and movie, the original 1978 Jaws.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Yeah, because I was deathly afraid of that.
Oh, and then I'm gonna go with the 1972 release of Planet of the Apes with Raquel Welch.
Nice.
That's very nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know the Nacho and the Tropic Thunder ones.
Bruh, Nacho and Tropical
Yeah.
Thunder. Man.
Yeah.
They'll never do a release of Nacho Libre too. You can't.
What's
Nacho-
the local version of Nacho Libre?
Oh, there, bruh, bruh. The not
Ooh.
what would be the Max Holloway guy, right?
Yeah.
The guy who think you're the kind, who beady boxing and all of that kind, right?
Hmm.
Right? Nacho Libre, he's the it's good what luchador.
Luchador, yeah.
He's the luchador in disguise. But sister, they're but niños releasing their wiggles. It's gotta be the
Such
best
a
line
funny-
ever,
yeah.
bro. What the heck did you just say? What? Releasing their wiggles? I got some wiggles for you.
Okay, well, that's all we have for
Yeah.
you today. Mahalo so much for taking time out of your
Thank
day,
you,
coming
bro.
over here, talking stories with us,
Mahalo to
sharing
you.
all kinds of things with us. Is there anything you want to share before we wrap up? If not, tell us where we can find you.
Much kudos to you, my friend, being
Yeah.
able to put on a platform like this so some OG uncles can come up over here and talk about some things of
Not uncles, you guys
yesteryear.
brothers.
You know what I mean?
They're uncles,
The
nah.
Braddahs, right? You still be the Braddahs.
Yeah.
But yeah, much mahalo for you just being able to put something like this together and give us an opportunity to come in Olelo over here.
Definitely.
Yes, mahalo. Yeah, you can catch us at the Bradas on social media, Instagram.
Instagram.
Check us out or call. Our phone number is right there on the Instagram.
Yeah,
You
we
can't
do a
miss
new
it.
rap video. We do the hula. You can see that on the
We do
Instagrams.
the hula.
Okay.
Yeah, on the
We do the
grams.
hula. Yeah, check it out.
But no, thank you for the people supporting local comedy all these
Absolutely.
years. Man, it's incredible. What a great, incredible ride. We can't wait for the next 27 more years.
Awesome.
where it takes
I'm
us.
excited to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And catch Tony and I at the Plunge and Barrel
Yeah.
random days and times of the
F45.
week.
Ooh, no
Yeah.
get nasty, guys.
Yeah.
Plunge and
It's one of my
barrel.
favorite, It's one of my favorite from the spa.
40 degrees.
Another
on a
gang.
good day.
Come join us.
Man, yeah. Ooh.
Well, mahalo,
good.
Tony and
Thank you,
James, for
Bubba.
joining us on the Keep It Low podcast. Spread love, be kind to one another, and mahalo for listening to us today.
Mahalo.
We have new episodes every Thursday, so make sure you follow us and leave a review. I'm your host, Kamaka. Remember to always keep it aloha.